have
I didn't know we could do all that. What? We're gonna do mad shit.
We back. Give it a stack. I'm on that nigga's head. Wow. Come on. Check it. Rock. I've been hot since Jamaicans was rocking travel vibes. I'm dancing with the devil when I shadow box.
Yes, sir. We live, baby. We live.
Like Jack in the Box.
We can go. Okay. Oh,
Caught by
wow.
surprise like a caveat. Custom baddies, two baddies.
He just showed me that you can zoom and stuff on it.
What is it, webcam on?
Daddy knocked the ball out the yard like I'm Barry Bonds. Bishop done magic wand when it come to bras. The fur hang to the floor, thought it was London Fog. These two small necklaces cost $100 ball. He thought the link was Chanel, but money was wrong.
Oh, so you don't have it connected directly to the camera?
Clay
No, I'm talking about the microphone.
Big boy, this 50 points.
Yeah, so we think
Yeah, I'm giving points.
So we think
The point is, I ain't
where the other microphone thing?
No, I was talking about you don't sync it directly to the camera?
Yeah, so like, yeah, they all sync directly to the
Eventually sleep with koi fish, oysters and shrimp. I did a
He doesn't have this one out. Yeah, see? Oh, wait. It's not even out yet. There it goes. So once we pull this one out, then they're this.
pimp shit.
Got you. So you got the camera to the camera, and you got the mic to sync to the camera, and then you got the mic that's providing input.
Yeah. But once we sync them on, they sync. See what I'm saying?
It's a $20,000 mic.
I'll start the blinking.
Hitman for hire, fan the fire. Where's the iron? The hammer's inside my lady's hairy vagina.
Did I do it right?
China and the spare tire. The 45
Hello.
This wig flyer. The ribbon tire, the chicken fryer. Hit your tire, left misfire like Chris on the wire.
Hello, testing. It should
Elon Musk ain't lie to us, the Cybertruck.
She took it off the link mode.
Shot it out with
Sorry. Okay, so I gotta be
I'm talking big
mindful
like
of that
that to death, that shit an hour.
Hello.
Trousers covered in gunpowder dust, the slugs
Here, hold on,
piled up.
and then just
Couldn't
like
figure out the numbers with algebra. Whatever your Eddie Bauer truck and the
turn it
algebra.
back on.
Not the VSOP, Henny right out your cup. My diamond got like damn salsa club.
This one usually they link, and then once I do this, they all.
But these are displaying these out.
That one is
Shit, shout out there.
that mic. That one is one day. So now we good now.
No, it's this one.
See, Bobby.
So what happens is these two right here are native to this one right here.
Right.
So you see now those two are native to that one.
Yeah.
So depending
Going
on
live, y'all.
depending on how he's got it set up, right? If he's got the audio for whatever stream coming through here, or you have the audio, or if you have the audio coming through the camera and then run it to the computer.
Got it. So these aren't syncing.
This might be synced to this is synced to the camera. These are synced to this, and then it depends on what input is taken.
Coming here. Okay. Oh, shit, I thought it was all just synced. Dang. Testing. These two come here. So they never was synced.
Yes, sir. We live, y'all. We live. You already know how we do every Sunday, 420. You know, we set it off with exclusive music. You know, that was Rock Marciano. That's a brother from Hempstead, Long Island. You know, I'm from Freeport, so Hempstead and Freeport is super close. So, big up to Rock Marciano. Big up to Primo from BK, originally from Texas. You know, so that was a dope album, man. So I like setting it off with official hip hop, man. You know, so you know how we do, man. This is your boy, and we got a special episode, man. This your boy T.Gold, man. You know, we here, ABC. We got Tia, NFTia next to me. You know, we got Just Cheeze in the building. We got our guy Chris from Project Pi Labs out here. You know, he representing a liquid agent over there. You know, And we got, oh man, this brother, man, he's a special guest. He flew in, him and his wife, they flew in the town. We got Dr. Jamar Montgomery in the building, and his wife
in the
Khadija.
flesh.
You know, so we
In
got
the flesh.
we got a full house today. So we got the hot seat. The hot seat that'll be real hot today. You know, so yeah, man, we got a few hot topics we're gonna get into, man. I appreciate everybody's patience, and we locked in, y'all. So this is episode 79. 79. This is crazy, yo. We almost on 80 episodes, yo. So, you know how we do. I always got to ask my co-host, T.Gold and Cheeze, how was y'all weekend, man? What y'all get into?
Oh man, so I'll definitely start. So my weekend was a happy yet a little bit, emotional weekend. We dropped my daughter off to Savannah State University.
Oh, congratulations. Congratulations.
I will say that I thought I was going to be the emotional one. But I ended up having to be the strong one, Charles.
Yeah, they call him out. Yeah, that's funny. Hey, it be like that, baby girl, man.
Yeah, so but it was really dope to really just seeing how far she's come, and we have 2 kids in college and 1 in the kindergarten.
That's beautiful.
So yeah, and we had to get them all off to school with their own different challenges, i.e., a whole bunch of money here. So I'm happy that initial expense is over, so we can kind of just get back to the grind and just get back to this new life of just having like 1 child in the house.
Wow, man, that's beautiful, man. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Just Cheeze.
Congratulations on that for sure.
How was your weekend, Cheeze?
My weekend was productive. I was locking in on some stuff for Skylark, and aside from that, actually I didn't do anything besides that. That's all I did yesterday, and then I came here early this morning and got back to it, and didn't do anything else besides, I went to the gym. But this weekend was like low key.
Mm-hmm.
It was like everything that I thought was gonna be high key was low key. Like even when I went to the bookstore gallery,
Mm-hmm.
it was just chill.
Okay.
And I was just doing some more work over there as well.
Definitely.
So yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Kyle, man.
Shout out to that space over
Mm-hmm.
there for sure. But outside of that, preparing for next week.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Let's get into that, huh?
We got to set it off with that. We're gonna set it off with that news, man. We're gonna set it off with that news. But yeah, y'all. Man. Oh yeah, I was cooking, man. I had got some special things for staying with crypto. I'm working on, so I'm I can't wait to reveal this to the public so people can see this. It's gonna be super dope. You know what I mean? Shout out to Tamara with Stand With Crypto. And shout out to Ant. Our guy, man. He's the president of the Georgia chapter of Stand With Crypto. So we gotta big him up, man. So yeah, man. I'm excited about the future of ABC. I'm excited about next week. We got 4 events. Tia, you want to run down events, man? Because we got...
Let's do it. Let's go. Let's
Set it off. Talk about the events.
Man, obviously we still have Off the Chain Thursday, which is going to be dope.
Mm-hmm.
Stay tuned for that.
Mm-hmm.
That release will be dropped this Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going to go over to Friday. We have Content Catalyst, which is going to be a mixer, but not just any mixer. This mixer is going to be an AI workflow mixer. So it's going to be a learn and play type of event,
Dope.
And that's going to be brought to you by Content Catalyst.
Dope.
Then Saturday we have the event at the bookstore gallery with the boy D Webb. D Webb is our local trader here, and he's going to be doing a workshop. So anybody out there in Atlanta that wants to learn this skill set, this is a perfect place to start.
That's right.
At the bookstore gallery this coming Saturday.
That's the Token Talk. Token Talk 25.
Token Talk 25. Yes.
2025.
Yes, ma'am.
And then Sunday we have our brunch. The brunch is AI brunch on the Beltline, and that's going to be hold on. If y'all ever been to any of our brunches, they be lit. Period. Right.
and we're bringing that to the new WorldCoin flagship store.
Let's go. That's a round of applause right
Absolutely,
there, man.
absolutely. So that's not going to be at the Atlanta Blockchain Center. That's going to be at the WorldCoin flagship store. And we have none other than the bar chef that's going to be giving that talk, and it's going to be led by none other than RC, aka Ronald Cache Foss, aka the Deal 6 member. He got so many aliases, I can keep going. But
Blockchain boy.
Blockchain boy.
You know what I mean?
But that's our guy. So we have a great lineup for next week. So make sure y'all tap in and stay tuned, man. It's gonna be a time.
That's right. Oh, can't forget. Shout out to Cash and Blue. They got an event at the bookstore gallery after the Ponce City Market event that we doing.
Oh,
the
right.
You know, so we got
After
a
the
spades
After the brunch.
tournament. You know what I mean? So
Wow.
you know, y'all can get in there. I think it's like $15 to get in. But you know, if you want to play, you got to pay $50. And you know how it goes. You know, you got that pot. So that's about $200 if you win. You know,
High
split
stakes.
between you and your partner. But you get that in crypto. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Cash.
What do you say?
Shout out to Blue. You're gonna win your prize in crypto. So pull up to the bookstore gallery on Edgewood, y'all. Word up. We're
No.
gonna be super lit this weekend.
What do you say? What? The stove?
Oh, the stove? What? You know that shit, it never get cut off. You know what I mean? The stove never get cut off. We stay cooking.
The burner stay burning
You heard?
like Burner Boy.
Let's go. So yeah, we out here lit, man. I want to give a shout out to a few people, man. You know, one of these days we're gonna be saying shout out to the sponsors. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna shout out NFT Energy Drinks. We always gotta big them up. You know, our guys out there. Our guy Lawrence, man. You know, these are some dope drinks, man. You know, get you charged up. Then we got the Pudgy Penguins. I know y'all see the Penguins out here. You know we got the Penguins repping. You know what I'm saying? And we got our book from our guy, Larry Moore. That's that Crypto A to Z. You can get that. Where at, folks? Amazon. You heard? So tap in, man. Get that book, man. Shout out to our guy, Larry, man. And actually, he's tapped in, so hopefully we can throw him up on stage a little bit later on, man. And, you know, we got the Doodles cups with the McCafe. You know, I remember that partnership. That was dope. We got the clips. Let God sort them out. We got the clips cause. I got the little box set that I got for the package, man. That shit was dope, man. You know, I got the shirt too. But yeah, man. And I got my Singularity Cynthia down here, my NFT character right there, man. So, you know, we out here, we cooking, man. We stay cooking. And like I said, I'm looking forward to this weekend. Well, actually, next weekend. 4 events. We gonna be live streaming. 5
Including
events.
Thursday.
Including Thursday. So we gonna be live streaming, you know, all through those days, man. So I'm looking forward to that. It's gonna be super lit. And it, you know, it's Invest Fest weekend. So we just gonna mention that too, because you know, we gotta shout out to the people coming in town, getting their financial literacy on, you know, because that's important, man. You know, no matter if you out here trying to learn about stocks, crypto, real estate, whatever you into, man, you know, it's good that you coming out to the town and learning about, you know, these different industries to get your bag up, get your paper up. You heard? Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
So, man, let's set it off, man. Let's set it off with Doc, man. Let's set it off with Doc. You know what I mean? Let's introduce Dr. Jamar Montgomery. You heard? Let's give him a round of applause. What's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
The Jamar Montgomery.
What's happening? What's happening?
We got Doc in the building, man. How you doing, brother, man? How you been?
I'm doing good, man. I'm just enjoying life, enjoying the new developments in crypto, and you know, always happy to be around y'all and spend time with y'all and come on the Web3 Avengers. I don't know. I remember I got inducted as an honorary one, so I was trying to remember which one I was.
Oh, no, you're official. You're official, Doc.
What's happening with y'all?
Doing well.
Good.
Doing well.
Yeah, man, we've been cooking, man. Ever since Atlanta Tech Week, we've been on fire, man. We've been activating a lot of events.
I would say before.
Yeah, before that.
Eve Denver.
Yeah, Eve Denver, actually. That's a good point, Cheeze. So since Eve Denver, we've really been on fire, man. But, you know, it's like we have momentum, so much momentum, and we already thinking about 2026.
Absolutely, as you should be.
You know
as you should be. September is a time where you really should be starting to implement some of the things that you're thinking about, or at least do some real heavy thinking, and by October really implementing those things so that you go into 2026 with a running start.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Because you know what's coming out here next year, right? We got the World Cup. That's gonna be out here. So, you know, we got a lot of things cooking, man.
Yep.
Then we got you want to talk about it, or that's still under wraps?
That's
you know,
still under wraps.
Still under wraps, but we working
figure
on
this out.
something that's gonna be major for real. So yeah, man, how you been, man?
Show, man, just getting cussed out on TikTok.
Damn. Over what? Over what?
You know what's interesting is when you start talking about politics and you start talking about policy, right? The one thing that you continue to hear is crypto is a scam, or that you can really people do not know about crypto because of their bad attitudes. They think that they know and they really don't. And instead of listening to the people who are actually in it, they would much rather act like they know and talk trash. And anybody that's actually in crypto knows that they're full of it. And so one of the most challenging things to really get people to understand is like elections have consequences, right? And you know, people talk about how crypto has influenced this particular election. And it goes to show, just if you are not a candidate that is focused on crypto or has crypto as part of your platform, you're going to be left behind. And
Wait, hold up.
Rewind!
Say that again. Pull up. Say that again, brother.
well, you guys know me. I'm the Web3 Statesman, aka the crypto politician. And if you do not have crypto as part of your platform, you are going to be left behind. If you are not implementing crypto fundraising, you're going to be left behind. And I got to be careful about what I share on here because Tia and Joe will steal it and then leave me out of it.
Damn.
So I have to be careful about what I share.
He could never let y'all live that down.
Hey, it's over, man.
But basically the thing is that if you look at if you look at what's going on with President Donald Trump right now, people can say, "Oh, well, he's making so much money." Well, that's everybody that's here in crypto has been saying that.
Pretty much.
This is an opportunity, and if you are someone with influence and somebody that has real good business sense, you could really capitalize off this opportunity. And people can say all that they want about his meme coins and things like that. It's been a year of vindication for me. It's been a year of vindication for me of the people that I've advised, of when I was telling President Trump about implementing crypto. And, you know, if Ye hadn't have pissed him off, I'd have been on that team. But that's a whole nother discussion. But it's been a year of vindication because you're literally seeing, hey, if you want to be able to meet with me as a president and you're in this particular industry, go and buy this crypto coin. Now, does that bring up conversations of possible corruption? Yes, but what do you think every political donation is? Every political donation is just a legalized bribe.
Wow.
If you're gonna be, we said if you're going to bribe, then it's got to be upfront.
That's an interesting perspective. Very interesting perspective. Also, y'all got any questions for Doc? Because I got one question I want to ask him right quick. We know that the Genius Act, you know, that's been passed. Trump signed the executive order. What's your thoughts on this? And what do you think about stable coins now after we finally got some legislation passed and some structure?
What we needed regulatory clarity, point blank. The reason why stable coins are so important is because stable coins are going to be the way in which the institutions are going to be able to on-ramp into crypto faster.
That's right.
Why is that also important? Now, with stable coins, you can now represent different assets as a stable coin. Let me help you understand that. If I say that I have $100,000 or $1 billion worth of treasuries on my books, of T-bills, of treasury bills, those are almost as good as money.
Okay.
Almost as good as money, right?
Yeah.
I now can say that that $1 billion of treasury bills oh, well, I'm going to issue a stable coin worth of $1 billion, which makes all those that much more liquid. So if I have T-bills on my balance sheet, I can issue out a stable coin for the amount, for that similar amount.
That's right.
Now go out and buy other different coins. So now as an institution, I have a way of saying, well, I have these particular assets. Let me represent these assets as a stable coin. And now I've allowed for this flood of money that normally would have had to go through all these different intermediaries in order to have exposure to crypto. Now they have exposure to crypto. Here's the part where I also want to take it. President Trump just issued the executive order of opening 401ks to digital assets.
That's right. Talk about it.
So with opening up 401ks to digital assets, hopefully what you will see is that now, instead of you having to buy into like a Bitcoin ETF or an Ethereum ETF, you can actually buy crypto outright.
That's right.
You're going to see a major focus in custody providers, because most people are not going to be familiar with self-custody of their crypto. We can get into all those different specifics, but I think it's good for we've had this dichotomy of we're anti-bank, but the banks are mainstream, right?
That's right.
We've been anti-bank, but we've wanted crypto to be mainstream. So the only way in which you can go mainstream is if some way that you're going to tie into with the banks. That's where it gets a little fuzzy for me. But if you notice, the Winklevoss twins are actually getting ready to prepare Gemini to go public.
That's right.
And there's a couple other companies that are getting ready to go public as well. So it just shows how Wall Street is getting comfortable. Crypto has proved itself that it is able to maintain a regulatory structure and operate within a regulatory framework. And now they're able to open it up to the public.
That's right.
So I understand the J.P. Morgan Chases and the Jamie Dimons and their criticism of it. You know, when you look at it from a regulatory standpoint, it's like this is unsustainable in the fact that we, the banks, take on all the risk. Whereas the consumer takes on all the risk in crypto. And how do you scale that particular system? Is it possible to scale that particular system? Absolutely. Is it possible to scale that particular system and integrate into the current financial and monetary system? Not so much. And that's where stable coins come into play, right. Of being able to of being that integration layer for consumer and institution.
That was a great breakdown. I appreciate your thoughts and your comments on that, man, because I was curious on your thoughts because I already know you've been up here several times, and every time you come up here, there's some new legislation being passed or talked about, and we finally got structure. And the way you put that together, man, that's gonna be a great clip.
I do have a question. Absolutely.
Questions for
Doc?
Doc?
The first question is, with the banks stepping in and providing regulatory support, as well as just, custody support for digital assets, right? How do you think they're going to frame, or how would you suggest they frame the insurance part and insuring those custodies? That's the first question. And then go ahead with the first question.
Tia, I only allow my friends and family to steal ideas from me. Not the outside folks. Not the outside folks.
Damn.
Shoot, I only allow y'all to do that. Not them. They gotta provide me a check.
Okay,
they gotta provide me a check.
If I was a bank, I would custody a certain way. That's going to be an absolute no.
So let me put it like this: is that you have folks like us that are builders in the space. You have everybody else. That's kind of where it's at. You got builders in the space, and you got everybody else. Builders in the space in terms of we're building out platforms, we're building technologies, we're doing trading, I'm going to put all those folks in the builder community. Then you have everybody else. Everybody else is just, I just want to invest in it because I've been hearing about it finally. And this is a new market that I'm able to get involved in. How have I actually advised a bank to do it? In fact, a well-known black bank, one of probably the oldest black banks in the nation, I'll just leave it at that, them being able to keep a wall between whatever services that they offer as a bank and being able to spin off another entity that provides only crypto services. However, you utilize the same AML and KYC for those particular accounts only for the purposes of AML and KYC.
Okay.
Right? So the custody part is the custody part is you still run into the same cybersecurity challenges of logins and this, that, and the third because the banks are going to want to maintain that particular custody. Mm-hmm. The problem that banks are going to be more, they would much rather hold your stable coins than they would hold your actual crypto. The reason why they would much rather do that, be responsible for that, is because if they're responsible for your particular wallet and you're able to determine who has permission or access to your wallet or your whatever transactions, then the same way that your wallet can get drained from clicking on the wrong link, now the bank is held liable for those things. And they don't want that liability.
Question. I was going to bring up FDIC. In just to piggyback on what Tia's question was, but that was a great question. But Cheeze, you got a question for Doc too?
No, I just had a follow up to that point that he just made.
All right, go ahead and do the follow up.
Nah, so I think I agree with that perspective because it's going to start from the inside rather than bringing your own wallet to the bank type situation. That's a lot. They don't want to do any insurance around any of that. They ain't issue it to you. Like there's two flavors where the bank actually issues their own stable coin.
Yep.
Okay.
Or they're issuing one of the already existing ones out there, but then taxing you on it up front as well as custodian in it as well in order to be able, to your point, insure it. But outside of that, I don't think you're gonna catch. I agree with you, like trying to secure your Dogecoin or any other asset for that exact. Maybe they'll pay you for staking Ethereum and Bitcoin at the most.
That's a good point.
Or
Cheeze.
operate the same way that Coinbase and Gemini operates, right? Where the only thing that you're able to do is send out or receive in. But other than I'm gonna connect my wallet to this particular this particular staking platform. Nope, they're not gonna allow it. Not gonna allow it. It's too much of a cybersecurity.
Makes sense.
Too much of a cybersecurity risk for them. At least they're not gonna do it within the next 5, maybe even 10 years because it's too much of a cybersecurity risk.
That makes sense, man. Some great questions, man. Some great questions.
I still have one more.
Go ahead, man.
It was a 2-part question.
Perfect. Go ahead, Tia.
So, and you touched on this every time we've had any type of conversation, but now we got the camera, and we really want to drive this home. My question to you is advising small communities on how we can support. Let's say you're running for a local seat in 2 weeks, and we want to support you. Can you and you don't have to give us the full blueprint. But just,
I gave y'all the full blueprint.
You already did. You giving it to us. But we're doing this. Listen. I'm not saying right now you don't have to give us the full blueprint right now. But what I'm saying is just re-driving that whole narrative home for the people in the back, basically.
You have to solve their problem instead of providing your solution.
Good point.
Okay, our solution is crypto is the way, my brother.
That's right.
That is our solution, right?
Thank you.
But their problem, you have to identify what their problem is. And as I spoke with y'all before, is when you start solving the problems of those people, they're more likely to listen to whatever solution that you're trying to propose. So your solution may not be the solution to their problem, so you need to be fixing their problem first, then providing whatever solution that you have.
That's a good point.
You know, one of the interesting things, people got a lot to say about Donald Trump, but the MAGA account for kids.
I never heard of that. What is that?
Oh, he's trying to give an investment account for every child that is born.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, every child that is
Thank
born,
you.
trying to give them a $1,500 investment account. Put $1,500 in an investment account for them, and that they can't touch until they're 18.
But wait, hold on. Why they got to be MAGA kids? Like,
No, they call it They call it
just-
Make America Great. Make America Great Again.
so it's like a program. It's a
Yeah, it's a
program.
But not just for
Hey,
MAGA
but see,
kids.
the thing
Alright,
is, hold on, wait. But if you really think about it, like, this is so on brand with American politicians because they always create a program and slap their name on it. Whether it's,
true.
you know,
Obamacare,
Obamacare
no doubt.
or whatever. So this is on brand. So, you know, for Trump to be rolling his own out is just par for the course.
Good point, too.
We have to find some way. I think it's crazy. Yo, I'm the crypto politician, Web3 statesman, so I'm gonna go there. I just think it's crazy that our community, we talk so much about how brilliant that we are, and yet when we have opportunities and challenges, we do not let our brilliance shine. So here is something that, okay, you got a MAGA, you have a MAGA account for your kid, for your little snotty nose little crumb snatcher, right? Mommy, can I have some? You know, you got an account for them, and now you're able to invest it in crypto. And in 18 years, what that's going to do for them.
Man.
What that does for the country.
What that does for the country. Like, and watch this. I love the country, but I ain't worried about the country. I'm worried about me. I'm worried about my children. I'm worried about who I'm. You just sent somebody off to college. Two. Imagine if there was an account 18 years ago, $1,500 invested in the stock market, or just maybe invest in this crazy thing called Bitcoin 15 years ago, $1,500. Okay, all right. So
millions.
I want us to start thinking. I want us to start thinking about crypto in those kinds of terms. We're not late. We're not early. We're you know where we're at.
Right on time.
We're right on time.
It's God's time.
We're
baby.
right on time. We just got the VIP ticket, so we got let in early.
That's right. That's right. Good
We got
shit.
let in early. So
VIP.
everybody else is seeing what's going on, but they in general admission. But everybody that's VIP got to get seated first. So I'm saying to us is like, let's get the best seats that we can. The folks that's in general admission are going to complain and be upset. Oh, why they get to sit there? Yeah, but guess what? Like I said, I'm on TikTok getting cussed out and called. Oh, well, of course you would. You'd go for a scammer. He's got this crypto coin. Yeah, absolutely. You doggone right. You doggone right. And I don't want to be around. I don't want to be around. I have no problem with poor people. I have a problem being around broke people. I have a problem being around people who want to stay in their situation. I have a problem with people who have a mindset that I have a problem with people who have a mindset that when there's something available to them that they don't take advantage of it. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on it.
Hey.
Yo, you cook.
Hey.
You cook, man.
Hey.
You cook. You know we had to get the air horns in that. You know what I'm saying? Air horns, man. You know, that's why we got people like Doc in our community, man. You know, he's very knowledgeable. You know, one day you're probably gonna have to vote for this guy. You know what I'm saying? So you might want to listen to what he's saying. As a politician, you know, we got to talk about Derek Jackson coming up here.
Yep.
You know, he came through here, and he's a Democrat, and man, it was a phenomenal session, and he gave us a lot of insight on things. I don't even want to talk about some of the things that he said, but we're going to keep that, you know, under wraps. But he gave us a lot of game on how we should leverage people that we know in politics. So,
I wonder who else said something like that.
I don't even know,
of course,
man.
of course.
Go ahead.
But, man, it's like, I'm glad to see more of us in this space, in politics as well. But when we looked at on the Stand with Crypto website, we gave a rundown on the Georgia, people in politics in Georgia,
Yep.
and see where they stood on crypto, and it was very, very telling because most of the Republicans were pro crypto.
Yep.
Most of the Democrats anti crypto, besides John Ossoff and Warnock. That Ant, shout out to Ant for, he got them to pay attention to this space and actually help get that bill passed.
And Warnock just got crossed over because last year during the national election, his ratings was not that high. So he recently, if you're paying attention and you seen that your peers, you seen what happened in Ohio, you tighten up. You tighten up quick, and we see a lot of those traditional men who want to be in politics, and they want to be in politics for the longevity of their life, i.e., career politicians. Man, they tighten up and they walking the straight and narrow and over here on this blockchain Web3 side of things. So
that's a big fact. Cheeze, you have something you want to say?
No, I was just saying Ossoff as well.
Oh yeah,
Was low as well.
Yeah, man. So it's just the fact that now that we still got work to do, man. We might have to get a Republican up here. We were speaking to Adobe. We were speaking to Adobe. Shout out to Adobe too for getting
big shots to Adobe, man.
Yeah, she was the one that got Derek Jackson out here. We need to get a Republican out here. We were talking about that. So she working her magic behind the scenes, and inshallah that'll happen, because if there are more pro crypto Republicans, we're not. Listen, man, I'm independent, registered independent. I really don't care about politics too much, but I have to because I gotta know what's going on in politics because it's gonna affect all of our lives. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta vote locally too. Y'all gotta vote locally too. Stop playing too. It's not always all about the 4-year cycle when it comes to the presidential election. Vote locally too. Support your local politicians. With that being said, I'm glad you're here today, brother. You know Likewise. What I'm saying? I'm glad you're here today, brother. We got some topics we're gonna get into, and I want to hear your thoughts, and we're gonna take some more commentary from other people listening. We got our guy, Plan Profit, the author of Crypto A to Z. We got him on stage. He got some thoughts on what we were talking about. Hey, Plan Profit, the floor is yours, brother. How you doing, Larry? What's going on?
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing?
We great,
How are
man.
you all doing? Excuse me.
We great. Thank you for tapping in, brother.
Thank y'all for episode 79, man. I just wanted to say hi to everybody. And then also, I'm glad you brought up to Dr. Montgomery the topic around stable coins, because, for so long, we were talking about this narrative of the devaluation of the dollar and, fiat currency in general and commodity-backed assets growing in value. But I think what the U.S. realized, or what they're trying to do, is kind of get in front of that. And I think the stable coin regulation and getting clarity around that is a really unique opportunity to kind of give the dollar its second wind, right, and kind of reposition it, or kind of help leverage it to still continue to be that valuable base currency of the world. Because when you think about it, a part of the Genius Act's framework with stablecoin regulation is, I think Dr. Montgomery hit on it, having these stablecoins backed by, dollars. And specifically, a lot of stablecoins, especially Tether and other ones, I'm sure, are being backed by treasury bills. And so I think something to think about is that as these stable coins continue to be backed by treasury bills specifically, and they become more ingrained or become more interwoven into financial institutions and the use, even if it's just as a simple stable coin, the tools and services that banks will be able to begin to offer, I think, will be a lot more appealing to people, and it'll generate a lot more trust and a higher rate of return. Because you got to think, the average return on a treasury bill, right? And that's purchasing, essentially kind of like purchasing debt, the U.S. debt, right? But the average return on a treasury bill is like 3.9%, right? 3.93% or something like that, right? In a year. Well, the average return on a savings account is like 0.3 something percent.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Even a money market account, the average is like 0.4%, 0.41, maybe 0.5%, right? So if you're able to back or you're able to create essentially a digital dollar that now has the potential to return you, 3.9 to 4% annually, that instantly changes the value behind the financial tools that you're able to offer your clients. Right. Even from a simple savings perspective, or because a lot of people, when it comes to investing, the thing that a lot of people look at, as the anchor is like a money market account. You feel me? Like that's kind of like the safest thing that earns you the highest yield. But if you now have these one-to-one digital assets that are backed by treasury bills that are yielding you, in some cases 4% annually, you instantly have a whole new package of tools and valuable, functions that you can offer that completely changes the landscape for, what type of value you can offer Americans, or what type of value the dollar now has.
That's right.
So it's interesting because it's like, it's almost like it's like dollar 2.0. You feel me? Like we retooled,
That's a good point.
And now you have these options. And so I think it's going to be really interesting to see, how banks utilize this opportunity moving forward. But I would imagine that, you're going to be able to offer a much more valuable tool or a much more valuable service, or you'll just have people who are willing to give you more money.
Yep.
You feel me? So
right.
I think that's something to kind of look out for, and I think that's really interesting. As not even talking about cross-border payments or cryptocurrency, as far as like coins, but strictly when you're talking about stable coins, I think this was a really unique way of kind of like re-leveraging the dollar's value and kind of like being able to kind of reposition it to fend off or kind of fight off some of that narrative and some of the reality around, how it was becoming less and less trusted and less, valuable. Like the dollar, it'll still continue to devalue. Don't get me wrong. You still have inflation and things like that. But I mean, that's like a completely new way of being able to kind of pitch value. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you essentially can get, double in some, 3, 6, 9, 12. You can get like 4 times a return, and the banks can still get a significant return. So it's a win-win for both parties. That's right. If you're backing it with these treasury bills, like a lot of people are going to have to do. So just a thought.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We appreciate that.
Creates a new demand for treasury bills, so they can issue more debt.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Good point.
Basically,
down on the debt.
Turn the debt into value.
Yep.
Exactly. It makes it more liquid.
Yep.
Makes it much more liquid.
I believe Scott Bessent said that. He's the head of the SEC. I believe he's the individual who also said that. So we got another individual we're going to get up here. Our guy, he representing Project Pi Labs and Liquid Agent, man. We got to get this guy up here, man. I got Chris, man. Christopher Powell, man. What's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
What's up?
What's going
How
on,
you
Sid?
doing, man?
How you doing,
good.
brother?
Feeling good. Real good. How you doing, doctor?
Man, I'm doing great. Now I'm hearing that you're also behind Liquid Agent as well. Please, bruh. Like, golly, the one of the hardest working men in crypto.
It doesn't stop.
That's lit. I was just going through the QR code. I'm getting ready to go check your stuff out, man.
Okay. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I just came from Starbucks, so I was literally just developing, made one massive update to Liquid Agent that I think a lot of people are going to really like. It's funny you mentioned even stable coins. So one of our first unique value propositions is we have a stablecoin product where agent...
Hold on. Tell the people who you are and the basis of what you're about to say, because we got a lot of people that's new to this space, and there's people watching. Okay. Shout out to everybody on Instagram and YouTube tapping in, y'all.
All right, so My name is Christopher Powell. I am the CTO of Project Pi Labs. CTO is Chief Technological Officer. Project Pi Labs is simply an umbrella company. We have different products like Pi Pools, which was originally it was the pulse chain validation system we had discussed before. We actually renamed it to Pi Pools, and then we have another product called Liquid Agent. And Liquid Agent was, how can I put it? Van and I basically made a tool when we were building out our validation system, Pi Pools, and it helped us with automating a lot of different tasks that typically you would need multiple people to like tackle certain tasks. We had leveraged AI to tackle those tasks for us. So it kind of was I won't say accidental, like, project or anything, but it was just one of those things where we would showcase what we were doing and people were like, wow, you guys are able to just have it to where it can connect to the wallet by you just typing it in, or you can, liquid stake or, swap from one asset to another by just simply typing to it. And so people thought it was cool, we were just like, well, let's just build on it. So, the first version of Liquid Agent was merely just a tool. We've since pushed out the second version. Right now it's in beta. And then we also launched a token called Liquid.
Let's go.
So that token on the first day, I think within the first 20 minutes, hit around 2 million market cap.
Hey, let's go.
And funny enough, I was at Starbucks. I didn't know about the launch. They told me it was 7 p.m., but they didn't mention EST. It was UTC. So that was like 1 or 2 p.m. So
crazy.
Everyone's like, "Oh, Liquid launch." I'm like, I'm the CTO. How did I not know?
Damn.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Funny.
But in 20 minutes, the token jumped up from 0 to 2 million, and then we peaked at 14 million.
Wow. Say that again. In 20 minutes a day. What?
In 20 minutes, the token went all the way up to about a 2 million market cap. And our token has so far peaked at 14 million.
I'm gonna stop coming up here if folks don't tell me about like investment opportunities. I'm gonna stop coming up here because
hold on. We gotta do air horns, man. We gotta do air horns for that, man.
Do a few more. I'm right there with you.
Man.
I'm right there with you, Chris. Like, how you the CTO? You didn't even know it launched. Hey, let's call it. The fact. This is the thing. Everybody says they support business until it's time to put some money up.
Mm-hmm.
That's real talk.
Like, let me put some money up. Bruh, you talking about 2 million to 14? Like, I want to be part of that. I want some liquid token.
Exactly. Now, where the market cap at right now, see?
So right now, it's because of some readjustments, we had to kind of adjust the, you have the FDV, so it's like fully diluted value. So it's sitting right now around like 2.8 million.
Okay, that's healthy.
So it's not bad. It's very healthy. It's been teetering between 2.8 to 3.5 within the last like 2 weeks. So
okay.
That's perfectly fine. I'm here for the long run.
That's right.
So it's not one of those things. I know our Telegram community, they're like, oh, you gotta pump it. We're here to build for the long term,
long.
And I'm not here to just pump. not here to pump a token. We've built out a whole validation system on one chain, and now we're building a full automated AI system on another. Actually, I can't even say it's on another chain. This is actually chain agnostic. It's actually funny enough. One of the things that makes it so unique is I had in certain features such as I could literally with my voice say switch to AVAX, then switch to base, and then I want you to stake this to that, and it'll work.
That's impressive as hell.
It's still
man.
in the first version. I have switched up the second version or the beta of the V2 right now, simply because realistically, you know, it came down to the AI and blockchain. At least in my opinion, like they can collide together, but I think trying to type things is still not conventional for everybody.
Gotcha.
You know, typing in, I want to swap $50 into ETH. Like, people are not going to want to do that. That's the reason why the buttons and like actually being able to have those, you know, inputs like a Uniswap swapper or something like that, you know, those are still very, very powerful. But I think one of the tools that in which I just added in that's going to definitely help when it comes to AI and automation is being able to capitalize on yield in a very effective way. So that's what I was leading up to with our first product that's in the beta is a yield optimizer.
Dope.
And so what I mean by that is I have it to where there are two different pools, lending pools, and it's USDC on base. You first would sign into my platform, and then you would create yourself an agent wallet. The agent wallet in itself is basically like an embedded wallet using Privy. So, you know, full custody as far as like the like C phrases or anything like that, like private keys. We don't handle any of that. We don't touch them. I can't see them when I'm developing.
No doubt.
And so when someone you know, put in their USDC and then a little bit of base, it's on base, they're able to deposit, let's say $10 for easy. They deposit $10, and starting off, the lending pool APY could be around 9 to 10%.
Okay.
Right?
That's healthy.
There's a second pool that is around maybe 10%, right? Normally, I would give a person the option to choose between the two pools, but why not let AI manage those pools automatically for the user?
Okay.
So if one is at 9, the other one's at 10, it should automatically move you to the one that has a higher one.
That's right.
Does it make sense? But how I set up the system is because the APYs fluctuate all the time, we don't need, you know, that costs a lot of gas. We don't need the pools to be, you know, not pools, but just all the movement between the wallet, right? So I did this system where it waits, the AI agent waits for an hour once it detects if one pool is higher than another.
Okay.
And the monitoring period is an hour. It waits to see how, like, after a certain period of time, basically an hour, it'll go ahead and make the decision to flip you into the higher APY. That's the USDC yield optimizer. That's the first product.
Dope.
But the one I actually been working on for the last 3 days is
You want to give out what you're working on? You know we live right now. Just you still cooking? You know what I mean?
Yeah, still.
I don't know if you want to give out the sauce right now, man. You know the ingredients, bro.
Nah, you know, I see. That's the thing now.
They can't replicate this right
now. Nah,
True.
I'm cool with it. It's in the beta, so people are trying it now.
Got you. Okay.
So basically, again, it's one thing when using AI and blockchain to like merge them together to have like inputs. I think it's a lot of companies right now, I'm not going to name any names, but a lot of them are trying this idea of where people can type and like, you know, you have your input and output. But like, let's say you typed, what's my wallet balance, right? And it gives you your wallet balance. That's it.
That's right.
That's it. That doesn't lead you any. It's simple, but at the same time, it's a dead end.
Right.
Because a person that comes to the platform is going to, in my opinion, they're just going to be like, well, what's next? What can I do next? So I have basically improved on that system to where in my system, if I say, what is my wallet address? It'll give the wallet address, the wallet balance. And then it'll say, you have 1 Ethereum. Liquid staking is right now 3.5%. I recommend looking at some of these staking options. Would you like to do it? So I named it, the system, I abbreviated it or whatnot, but it's AIRA. AIRA.
Got you.
Answer, insight, recommendation, action.
Dope.
Action, of course, is optional because that's up to the user. But I think that this type of system, at least from what I'm building on with my system, it'll actually give the user the reason to want to ask questions with, AI and blockchain, and then be able to give some not only insight but also a recommendation so that it leads that user to want to do something.
Right.
So it's more proactive than just giving you, your balance is 1 ETH.
That's
right?
good, man. Yeah, so it actually gives your AI just more utility or just options to do things. I think that's phenomenal, man. That's dope, man. Keep cooking, bro. Keep cooking, bro, man. We appreciate you, man. We appreciate you. Shout out to Liquid Agent, man. Project Pod Labs, man. Shout out to Van, too, yo. And shout out to Marissa.
I wanted to make a comment.
Go ahead, Cheeze.
I just wanted to say that I like what you guys are doing. I support Liquid Agent. I was like, even the physical stuff, the physical AI, I think is where I personally, I see a lot of value around the physical AI stuff that you guys are working on as well. Like the voice interaction and stuff like that. Interestingly enough, I was this one I can't talk about on the air. But let's just say I have some ideas around physical AI that I'd like to share with you guys as well. We can potentially do some partnerships around that.
Physical AI, okay, yeah.
Definitely down.
Looking forward to that, man. That's some alpha, that you're not gonna hear on air right now. Shout out to everybody tapping in, y'all. So thank you, man. Thank you for that. See, so check this out, y'all. We gotta run into probably about like 3 or 4 topics, man, because it's so much to talk about. We could talk about this all day, but I want to talk about something that's on the radar, which a lot of institutions are doing right now, man. They starting to just submit applications for different crypto ETFs. So I'm curious to see what my guys out here, what their thoughts are, man. So let's talk about Grayscale, man. So Grayscale, anybody is a fan of Dogecoin? Anybody got any Doge? No Doge holders?
I got some Doge.
Okay. So you might enjoy this news. Grayscale has filed with the SEC to launch a spot Dogecoin ETF, joining other meme coin ETF proposals under review.
By the way, I did put Liquid Agent in the Xbox.
So you did? Oh, yeah. Tap into the Xbox. You can hit the link. You see what Chris was talking about with Liquid Agent in their platform. So, yeah, y'all. So, there's other ETFs under review. All right. So, Doge also, they're a big fan they're big fans of Doge. So you got companies like Bitwise, Rex, Osprey. They also are looking for an ETF in Doge. I thought that was interesting. The same thing with, what's that Kathy Wood's company? 21 Shares. 21 Shares. Her company was the first company that I saw mentioning a Doge ETF, which I thought was super interesting because that token kind of like, it was the lead meme token last cycle. It's still in the top 10, but I would have thought there would have been some more, I guess, meme coins that they would have went for first. Maybe some ones that got some more potential like Bonk. But it's funny because Bonk, Trump, and Pudgy Pengu, the Pudgy Penguins, Pengu token, they actually, man, a couple of companies are looking to launch those ETFs as well. So I got to ask y'all, what do y'all think about these meme coin ETFs over more solid projects like the Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana ETFs? Like, do you think more people would ape into a Bitcoin ETF or a meme coin ETF? And I'm curious to know, do you think there's another meme coin on the horizon that these institutions would actually file for an application for? What do you guys think about that?
I don't like it.
You don't like the meme coin?
No,
meme coin ETF?
I don't because it's a Bitcoin or Ethereum ETF. Then that says to me, I'm knowledgeable enough, but I'm not knowledgeable enough to self custody my own wallet.
Good point.
But I want to have exposure to it.
Right.
The Dogecoin ETF says, I've heard about this thing, crypto. I've heard about Dogecoin. I've heard about Dogecoin. All of them seem the same to me. Mm-hmm. I hear everybody talking about Dogecoin. I want exposure to that. I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of meme coin ETFs. Mm-hmm. I'm not a big fan of meme coins in general. Mm-hmm. The first and only meme coin that I've ever bought was Lemon Pepper Wet.
Hey, Lemon Pepper Wet. Shout out to LPW.
So that was the first and only meme coin that I've bought. That's me. Do I think that the meme coins are going to be successful? Those ETFs are going to be successful? Yes. And the reason why they're putting together a Dogecoin ETF is because there's getting ready to be a major marketing push behind Doge. Because when you think of meme coins, that's the first one that comes to mind. Mm-hmm. Then, because of the most recent actions by the president, Trump, as a result. But there's thousands of other meme coins, but you're going to see that, hey, Dogecoin, Trump, and Dogecoin, Trump, and whatever World Liberty Financial decides to put out afterwards as a result. But I'm not a big fan of meme ETFs.
Good point. Good take. C, what's your thoughts? Meme coin ETFs, you are pro or against it?
Well, I'm really not a fan of ETFs, period. But I would say,
okay, that's another perspective.
I would say, it is kind of, like, I agree with Doc, because it's like, to even get into like a meme coin, I feel like you kind of had to have had some kind of exposure to crypto.
Of course, yes.
And so if you've had some exposure to it, the whole premise of crypto is to actually hold your own assets. So it's like, are you that lazy to get into a meme coin ETF?
My great granny might be she may not know. She may not know. She might be computer illiterate. So I get that. That's the only thing.
No doubt.
So if somebody our age was talking about doing an ETF, I'd be looking at them crazy.
No doubt.
Like,
what you doing?
Yo, what are you doing? Especially if you getting into a Pepe. Like, if you tell me, oh yeah, I'm in a Pepe ETF.
Yo,
like,
wow. That's wild.
That's wild to me. Like, come on.
Yo,
now.
matter of fact, to all those institutions launching these random ass meme coin ETFs, that's nasty work, y'all. That's nasty work, yo.
Like, especially you.
Yeah, y'all got a Pudgy Penguin. Now, I respect the Pudgy Penguin, though. I do. We got to put some respect on Pudgy Penguins. We got them out here. We got the vinyl. We got the inflatable. So, yeah, for those watching, y'all can see that, we support the Pudgy Penguins because, man, it's a dope project. I like their marketing. And really, they took an NFT project, launched the token, then rolled out a bunch of partnerships, man. So they've been cooking. So I respect the hell out of Pudgy Penguin. So that one, I understand. So we do got another take. I want to hear Just Cheese take. And then we're going to have our guy, B Wise. He's out there in New York. He wants to say some words or some thoughts on this meme coin ETF. Cheese, what's your thoughts, brother?
Yeah,
my bad.
My thoughts similar to Doc's. I was only one deviation is the fact that sometimes these things don't even go through.
Good point. They may not go through.
They shoot it up in the sky, the signal that this is coming, and brings them. If it goes through, it brings them opportunity. For them, it's a win-win. Mm-hmm. If it goes through, it brings them opportunities to custody these tokens on behalf of the other of people who don't want to look at the space like that. If it doesn't go through, it still brings them attention for other things that they are allowing ETF wise. So sometimes it's just a shot in the sky to beacon and raise awareness, bringing people to their space. But overall, I'm like, I know I won't be getting in it anytime soon.
Hell no. Good point. Nah, that actually was a great point. Using these meme coin ETFs because they might get shot down because these are all just applications that have been submitted. None of this shit has went through yet. So just these are applications, all right? So the SEC, they actually pushed back a Solana ETF to like I think September. So we got to see if that's going to happen. I think Canada got theirs first, and the very first Solana ETF. Can y'all guess where the very first Solana ETF was approved and released to the public? Y'all know what country had that first? I'm gonna do my Jeopardy shit.
Was it on the continent?
Nope. Nope.
I think Canada.
Nah, I said Canada. They were second. It was Brazil. Brazil was the very first country to have a Solana ETF. And our guy B Wise, what's going on, bro? How you doing, man? Appreciate you tapping in.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
All right.
Just moving around. But as far as that ETF meme coin goes, I think it's kind of a joke. I think it's kind of watering down what crypto was actually intended for. That's number one. But on the other hand, they are maybe one that I could think of, one meme coin that does have purpose. They have colleges all over the United States and different countries. They're teaching people. They're promoting loans and grants. They're even involved, I think, in building behind the purpose of, to promote the purpose of crypto. I think Floki is one of them that's actually doing some really big things as far as education and colleges and teaching and learning protocols. Purpose, I mean, that's their full purpose or their main purpose. I think that if the meme coin is serving a positive purpose, like educating in the space, people would then see the value of it.
That's a good point.
And maybe get into something that is actually promoting and serving a positive purpose. But some of these meme coins, they're not really serving any purpose except fun and community, and there's nothing really behind it. So I think those kind of ETFs is a joke. But I think that if you got an ETF like, say, Floki, I mean, I could be wrong, there might be others, that actually promoting and building colleges and doing all this stuff. I think in a case like that, something like that, people can see purpose and gravitate to, and maybe say, well, you know what? They're actually doing something in the real world asset or real world purpose. You know, I'd rather take a gamble on that.
Good
you know,
point.
because a meme coin could be here today and gone tomorrow.
That's right. Okay, I get that point. You know, if a meme coin actually has some utility and they doing some things in the community and they trying to educate people.
Not you, Joe.
I was confused. I was like, huh?
No, that was a good point.
Yeah, that's right.
We got Katie Blocks over here. Katie Twice over here. Shout out to Katie Twice.
Yo, that's funny, yo.
I'm blowing kisses at her, not at Joe.
We had to figure out what was going on.
You gotta clarify because we don't care.
Joe looked at me like, hey.
Super pause.
From the side, Katie told us we could play her music at the end of the show. We can go out with that, Katie.
Let's go. We doing that. You know how we do.
That's the first person I know. That is the first person I knew I met who had a song that was released on the blockchain. And it was talking about blockchain.
Dope.
So yeah, my shout out to Katie Twice, who is a songwriter, a rapper herself, and a blockchain developer.
Hey.
And guess what happens to be my better half?
That's right. That's right. See, that's fly, man. And we still gotta hear that Web3 love story. We gotta hear that.
How she jumped over.
Oh, that's right.
She jumped over a train and brought down an airplane to get to your boy. You know what I'm saying? She said, you know what, you're not as fly as you really could be. So let me upgrade you.
Hey.
So, you know, That's what she did. She upgraded your boy, but she jumped over 2 trains and brought down a plane to make sure I was upgraded.
That's dope, man. That's dope, man. That's phenomenal, man. Word up. So yeah, shout out to your wife, man. You know, that's super dope. I love Black Love. That's right, blockchain love story, man. Hey, you know, y'all can do a little book right quick. Just have AI just put together that, you know what I mean?
Don't give her any more ideas for me,
Why not,
please.
man?
Don't give her no more ideas for me.
Oh, you got
I got dog. I don't have regular honeydews.
Oh,
I have finish your autobiography.
Oh, wow.
I have.
Tall
you
task.
need to go. You need to be doing more speaking. You need to be going. Those are my honeydews. Okay. So now you done added somewhere else.
Man,
Thank you, bro.
but you got a great support system.
I have a great support
That's
system.
beautiful.
Yes, I do. I'm not taking that away at all. I'm just saying you giving other great ideas for me to execute on.
Wow.
So yeah, man, it's great. It's great.
That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. So yeah, man. Shout out to Black Love, man. Shout out to Black Love, y'all.
Black crypto love.
That's right, Black crypto love. You know what I'm saying? So
I was gonna say one.
Go ahead, Cheeze.
To Brian's point, I like his point because like in some way, shape, or form, we started to have like in the meme coin section last year, we started to like double question like the fact that are some of these actually valuable, right? And I think we were coming from the perspective of, well, what if some of these coins get tied to like actual communities that do, to his point, valuable things, right? Like the Doge community was built around the dog that is now dead, right? And that they could pivot into doing stuff that are great for pets.
Oh, that's a good point.
Shiba coin actually has restaurants tied to them in Vegas and Australia and Dubai, right? So, like in that essence, too, some of these coins could become add additional value propositions to make them really valuable. Now, there's some that are just they're just straight up
trash
rags, rugs, but at the end of the day, I think the ETF piece, though it still capitalizes for the people issuing it, opportunity for them. I do see value towards where Brian is going. Like some of them in the future could really be tied to like better causes.
Good point. That's right. B, we appreciate your thoughts on that, man. That was a good take. I love different perspectives like that. And we got a guy playing Profit with his hand up. The floor is yours, brother. Yo, I think you're on mute. Oh, man, we can't hear you, bro. I might have to, you might have to step down and I'll bring you back on. Because we can't hear anything. All right, man. Yo, we're going to go ahead and roll on to the next subject while our guy playing Profit, work out his technical difficulties, man. All right, let's talk about this next story, man. I thought this was super dope. And NFTia, we're going to get her back on the scene, too. We playing musical chairs, so we're going to have people, if you watching live on Instagram, you live watching on YouTube, we doing musical chairs. We got the hot seat right here, so we got people hopping in and out today. So we're going to have Doc come back on different topics as well and get other people's perspective. Now, check this out. Let's talk about TeraWulf, all right? And what Google is doing, all right? TeraWulf, they're actually a crypto mining company. You know what I'm saying? So, let's talk about TeraWulf. TeraWulf shares surged 35% after news that Google is taking an 8% stake in the company as it pivots from crypto mining to providing AI and high-performance computing infrastructure. TeraWulf signed a 10-year agreement with FluidStack worth $3.7 billion with extensions, options that could push revenue to $8.7 billion. Now, the deal highlights TeraWulf's shift toward AI-powered infrastructure with its campus designed for low-cost, zero-carbon energy and advanced cooling and fiber systems to handle most demanding AI workloads. Okay, so right now we know that Nvidia, AMD, they hit like record highs. You know, they've been on fire because of the AI demand. So it only makes sense to see companies like Google, you know, having a stake in a crypto mining company. Now they actually, the company, they originally started with crypto mining, but now they pivoted to AI. So it was just interesting to see where AI is right now. There's been companies who now just made AI the top priority in their business now, you know, such as Project Pi Labs. So I'm interested in seeing companies like Google, Apple, Microsoft getting more involved in Web3, you know. So I think this is dope for Google. And I got to ask my co host, what's your thoughts on companies like Google taking a stake in this crypto mining company and they also deal with AI? What's your thoughts? You want to go first, Tia?
So this is, for me, it's super forward thinking for Google to be able to step in and say, hey, not only is it a mining company, not only is it a Web3 company, but it's tokenized, correct?
Nah, I think they just do mining and AI, but they just have a share in this company. That's all. Google, they just have an 8% like stake in this company right now. So they're TeraWolf, they're a mining and AI company.
Well, I still think it's dope that they're taking a gamble on this. But it goes back to, like, a lot of people, we always think software and services, but you got people like Chris and Van who have always been thinking infrastructure first, you know, and a lot of us neglect the fact that infrastructure is just as important as some of the services and products and the ecosystems that are being built in Web3, because without the infrastructure, how will all this stuff run? And how will this stuff run efficiently, right? And so to be able to see that Google is taking 8%, and just having that infrastructure to even, I mean, you can't say they're going to compete with the NVIDIAs of the world, but to be even just being that, you know, I don't need the whole pie, just having a piece of that pie, right? And to having a piece of that pie in this niche market, which will be not so niche in the near future, but to be having a piece of that pie in this market, it's dope. So,
All right, good take, good take. See, what's your thoughts on this? Companies like Google getting into, you know, having ownership in crypto and AI mining companies.
I mean, everything that Tia said and more. You know, coming from a company that we've started with infrastructure, and we see the value of, even though, you know, our company is not necessarily mining, it's very close or validating, you're still getting a cut from the blockchain. That's where the yield's coming from, directly from the source. And so, you know, I could see why they would want to, you know, hedge their bets by getting a little piece of what they're doing, because you're talking about yield that's going to continuously come in from, you know, mining. And I'm just kind of thinking about how they're going to add in the AI piece, you know, all with the, you know, with the yield. But it's one thing I kind of like thought of as far as an idea, if somebody was able to like implement like a whole blockchain, like integrated with AI, to where like yield, like depending on like who has like the control of the blockchain, they're actually able to get like a decent amount of the yield, because the AI is able to help them with sourcing that yield from the chain.
Right.
But you know, them having that 8% stake, I mean, that's very powerful in itself. I can definitely see more, not just companies, but kind of going back to what we were first talking about, or what you all were first talking about with banks. I can see banks definitely getting into, getting some positions into these miners and validators.
Good point.
If they don't touch, if they, like Doctor said, if they don't feel comfortable with allowing or having services where people can actually stake within their, their banking facility, they could still have something where they're still earning yield in the background with these computers. This is just a start. I definitely can see more companies doing this in the future, near future.
Good take. Good take. Cheeze, what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so let me show y'all something. So I've always had this written on my notebook for like a year now. So on the front cover, it actually says the monetization
Show that in the camera, Cheeze.
of compute power and data. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I wrote that there like early this year
Uh-huh.
when I started to recognize, I just wrote there as a reminder for myself, when I started to recognize the intersection between crypto and AI. Right? The monetization of compute power and AI and data is where like money is going to go in terms of invested to like, it's like the conversation we're here. If Google can't produce compute, they're going to invest in a company that is basically computing.
That's right.
Right? And the computing that's going towards either data or mining. So you're like, you can't lose. If you want to ramp up your work on AI, you need these data centers. You want to mine more, you still need the data centers. Right? Like, just call them something else, but like being invested in that space, whether you're a co-investor or you own the building itself or you're building the infrastructure itself, right? You're all racing around you're racing towards trying to get your piece of the pie of the monetization of data and compute power.
Good point. Good point.
Kind of wanted to add one other thing too. Kind of add on what Cheeze said. I went to ATV. What was that? That was last week actually, and they have a whole, like, this guy, he basically showed me his whole data center that he ended up building.
Wow.
And it actually uses GPUs, and he built it for this company that they're a startup inside of ATV.
Okay.
And I told him, I said, does the computers do anything else? He said, no, they're just for the client to just, run their AI systems. And I'm like, there are ways to monetize this to offset the cost of all of the
machines he's running.
Yeah, the machines that he's running. And I gave him some ideas, and like, of course, told him about what we're doing. But it's interesting. I think that a lot of like I said, a lot of companies specifically that are dealing with AI, and they need to host either their own on-premise servers and or on the cloud servers. It's like, if you're already doing what you're doing, why not monetize it?
Makes sense.
Again, last day I was talking to Blue about this. Cass and Blue, shout them out. I'm like, I can see in the future where you may have a smart fridge. Why are you not going to validate or mine on a smart fridge? Why? Like, it's not leaving your house.
Yeah.
Why would you not make some money off of something it's already doing?
Yo, listen, man. No more ideas you giving up, man, because somebody gonna have a patent for that shit. And then you gonna be like, damn, man. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. That's a great idea.
Hey, you know.
I just want to say,
So-
Well, hold on.
yeah, go ahead, Tia.
All right, so I went ahead and looked at Terra Wolf because I wasn't really familiar with like the price action and all that stuff, right? And so like Terra Wolf has been around for a long time. Like I'm talking like it's saying like 1999.
Oh wow.
Like so, in there, back then it was at $8. Then you can see it had a nice little spike around 2014. It went to $20. But then I'm assuming that they went and got into crypto mining. Had a pretty nasty crash during the 2017, 2018 bull run, and it looked like they bottomed out around the time that Bitcoin bottomed out around 3,000 during that time.
Oh wow.
And then they had a nice run up. Then they ran to $40. Then they dropped to 63 cents.
Damn.
And then they ran back to 8. So not only is this
That shit like a meme coin.
Yeah, this is really mean. And they just like we gonna keep cooking. We not turning this stove off.
Just moving something.
Oops.
Yeah, you good.
Yeah, okay. We not turning this stove off, right? And they gonna keep figuring shit out. And I think crypto may have finally given them the platform, and this whole peanut butter and jelly thing that we talk about with like Dr. Montgomery and things of that nature. Like, I'm not stealing your shit. I'm just borrowing it today, Doc. But I think this is a perfect marriage for them to have success. And I could really see now that AI, because they may have been just ahead of their time with this physical infrastructure. And their price action looks like it's following that of the crypto cycle. And it really looks like a crypto chart. So I can really see this thing really taking off and having like crazy gains. So it's positive that I see that Google also sees that enough to buy 8% of this company's
That's right.
stock. So
Good shit, Tia. Good shit. I appreciate everybody's thoughts and comments on that, man. So we got our guy, Planned Profit, aka Larry Moore. All right, you got your hand up. The floor is yours. Oh man, bro, I don't know what's going on, man, but we can't hear you again, man. I don't see no movement on the mics over there, man. So you might have to just step down off of the stage. I'll bring you back up. Your connection is bad, bro. We can't hear anything. So again, I'm gonna bring you on stage.
Can you hear me?
There you go. Gotcha, Doc.
Okay, real quick about the ETFs, right? I totally understand what y'all are saying. However, I think who was it? Kathy Wood who was talking about the Doge ETF.
Yes, she's one of the first. Her company.
She's freaking brilliant, and I'm gonna tell you why this is brilliant. Doge specific. So first of all, the value for a lot of these assets that these ETFs are getting built around or will get built around, even though they're building and they're doing things, all that is relative to the value that is placed on it by the people who put the money behind it.
True.
Regardless of what you're building or what you're doing, if people do not find some type of value, whether it's abstract or it's actual hard value, intrinsic value, whatever it is, if people don't find or make that connection, then it doesn't offer the value to create these tools and products to give people access, because essentially it's giving people access to something who may not want to go about it the traditional route, right? Like, I don't want 500 bricks of gold in my basement, but I want to invest in gold.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have the resources or the skills to be able to acquire that gold. So I believe what she's doing is brilliant. And even though it's probably not going to pass, what she's showing is where the future is headed. The market cap for Doge almost peaked at $100 billion, bro. So whether or not it is a meme coin, whether they're actually doing anything, whether it's a pile of dog crap, like, that necessarily doesn't matter. The reality is, for some reason, people were able to find so much value in this asset that they were willing to take it to almost $100 billion market cap. There was a point in time when Bitcoin was a joke. No one believed. If you would ask people in 2009, only a few people would have even thought to believe that an ETF will be issued. So what I think we're seeing is there's a transfer in like the understanding of value. Like we're shifting into this new form of thought, or this new like dimension or whatever, the future, where value is going to be abstracted from places that we would have never thought in the past it would come from. So I think she's on to something, and I think that she sees the future. Now, personally, do I like it or do I agree with it? No. But I believe that what she's showing us is that there will be a desire, and institutions are going to have to get on board with being able to offer these ETFs associated with assets that we may think are completely, it's like, bro, what the heck? And I think meme coins is going to be one of them. I think there will be a Doge ETF at some point. I think there's going to probably be a Pudgy Penguin ETF at some, like, and you got to think Doge's shelf life, like the reality is, out of all of the meme coins, I believe Doge is going to be able to stand the test of time. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think what she's doing is really smart. And again, even though I don't think it's going to actually pass this time around, what these actions are showing is they're giving us a glimpse into the future of like value and how that value is perceived.
Good point, man. Good point. Yeah, man. This just seems like, just meme coin ETFs we had probably 4 or 5 different perspectives on this particular story, and I like when that happens. So really, no matter where you lay on this topic, man, it just overall is good for crypto from a marketing perspective, even if it doesn't pass, it's just the idea, but like Larry said, man, Doge almost at $100 billion market cap. That's fucking crazy for a joke. It was literally a joke. So we appreciate your thoughts and commentary on that, brother. All right. Let's talk about, I'm going to tell you like this. We talked about Gemini last week. They've been getting their ass kicked by all the other exchanges, whether it be Coinbase or Kraken, Crypto.com, you name it. Gemini, they have not been getting a lot of traction. So what they decided to do to launch a wallet, and now, like Doc mentioned earlier, they're filing for IPO to go public. All right. So the Gemini platform, all right, it's a crypto exchange founded by the Winklevoss twins, has officially filed for a U.S. IPO, confirming plans to list on NASDAQ under the ticker GEMI. While the size and pricing of the offering were not disclosed, the filing revealed Gemini had 14.6 million verified users and $12 billion in assets under custody as of June 30th, 2025. So despite growth in users, the exchange reported almost a $300 million net loss, right, in revenue for the first half of 2025. All right. So they've been struggling. So they had to get a little fancy out there. You heard? We know Circle, they went public. What was that, in May? I believe the first week in May, Circle went public. That shit was like $30 when they went public, and now it's at like over $150 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? That's a crazy flip. 400. That's retarded in such a short span of time. So from May to August, it ran up to what, $30 to almost $400 a share. All right. So it seems like this is a good play for, Web3 companies to go public. So now Kraken, they're talking about going public. We know Brad Garlinghouse with Ripple is talking about taking that company public, and it seems like it's a good play. So I gotta ask my co-host your thoughts on what do you guys think about Gemini going public?
Coinbase already made the blueprint. Follow it. Don't rewrite the wheel. Follow it. And then a lot of these companies, you're going to see them. They're going to get that TriFi money, i.e., out of the stock market by IPOing, and then they're going to create their own chain, just like Base. So don't be surprised when Gem Chain come out or something crazy like that. That's going to come out next, and they're going to incentivize builders to come and build whatever their niche is going to be. And then, I'm 1,000% expecting Base to drop a token. Once things just get a little bit more friendly in this environment, I fully expect a Base coin. And Gemini, and we seen Crypto.com is talking about IPOing, and Crypto.com is going to have their own chain. Gemini is going to have their own chain, and they're all going to be interoperable with the EVM, the strongest computer in the world. I mean, they're just following. They're just don't rewrite the wheel. just stick with the current, man. Throw that sail up and just ride that wave, and that's what they're doing.
Good take. Good take. I like that. Good point. See, what's your thoughts, brother?
I mean, it just further adds legitimacy to this industry. You know, it was a time where we were hoping for some crypto company to IPO, and you know, of course, we didn't know who, but it was inevitable for, you know, someone like a Coinbase to do it, you know, and now here we are with Coinbase and Circle, and now you have Gemini, and it just adds more legitimacy to the space ultimately, which, you know, it's exciting. I mean, just for potential builders potential companies like, let's say, Project Pi Labs, you know, IPO, Skylark, or you know, some of the companies that are coming out of Atlanta Blockchain Center, you know, DocuHero. Like it makes us feel like we have a actual chance in the States to, you know, move beyond that. Just where we were, just the centralized land. We can actually, like, you know, push forward in this state or in this country. So
good take.
it's
Good
really
take.
good.
Appreciate that. Cheese, what's your thoughts, brother?
Yeah, I think for stuff like this, I think Chris and Tia kind of hopped on these points, but when I think about just the broader sense of this, like going public and having these companies do that, it's not that exciting for me, but I like where Chris is coming from in terms of the builders that we are. You know, we get the opportunity to know that value can come from somewhere else aside from like a decentralized market. And I think the hypeness around some of these tokens or these platforms are because of the fact that, you know, right now it's crypto season and people want to get in on it. So, you know, Circle came out really high, right? But you know whose IPO I'm waiting for?
Who's that?
Stripe.
Stripe? Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
that's definitely a good one.
Stripe is gonna be crazy because the Stripe they just bought. They bought what is they buy? Privy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stripe just bought Privy, and they announced that they're building their own blockchain.
Oh yeah, they up.
Yeah, so like everybody's trying to get at this. I think for the sake of like commoditization, that's gonna happen. Unfortunately, the idea of a blockchain is gonna get commoditized down to the parallel of cloud, which is not a bad thing. But if you think about it, like right now, where we've been so like adamant about the blockchain as this like behemoth, it's going to get commoditized down to like if you're JP Morgan, if you're Stripe, if you're Sony, like these, you're going to have your own blockchain.
That's right.
Right.
Good point.
But it was inevitable in my opinion because they never would want all their stuff on Ethereum where everybody can go and look it up. Right. So, and they want monetization of their entire ecosystem. Right. So I feel like the blockchain in some instances will become centralized again for their ecosystem. But for their IPO value, it will create a lot of value there. So I think it's a space that's evolving over time. But back to Dr. Montgomery's point earlier, you're either here to invest now, or you are recognizing this and you're going to build something.
That's right. Good point. Good point.
Can I just say one more thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, the absolute juiciest part of this whole story is the juiciest part of this whole entire story is that they had a loss of $282.5 million the first half of this year. Now we know that Gemini is a strong crypto player and they've been around for a while, and I don't foresee them going anywhere, you know. And so I in foresight I would think like they wouldn't have like the strongest IPO if they come in right now, but then they'll have a lot of success later down the line, which, you know, I love getting my assets on a discount. You know, that's my favorite time to buy. So I hope they IPO soon, because, you know, IPOing with a loss that big is juicy for me. So.
That's right. That's right. So we will monitor the situation. I will keep everybody posted when they have a timeline and, you know, an actual date that they will IPO, and any other Web3 company that's going public. You're going to hear it here first. You heard? So let's check this out. We're going to get Doc back up on the hot seat, you know. And this is a dope story, man, because New York, man, they've been restricting a lot of different tokens out there. So I got a lot of family in New York. I'm originally from New York. Freeport, Long Island, you heard? Big up to the port. But, yo, my peoples couldn't get access to a lot of tokens in New York, you know. So right now, I thought this was a very interesting article that I came across. So New York Assembly member Phil Steck has introduced Assembly Bill 8966, which would impose a 0.2% tax on cryptocurrency and NFT transactions starting September 1st if passed. The bill stands out by directing all tax revenue to fund school-based substance abuse prevention programs. I thought that was dope. Across upstate New York. While some states use lower taxes to attract crypto businesses, the proposal positions New York as one of the few to implement a dedicated crypto tax. All right, so I thought that was a relatively small tax, but I was like, hey, if they are gonna, you know, tax us 0.2%, and that will be going to help, you know, kids in schools with substance abuse, I think that's pretty dope for the funds to go there. I gotta ask, you know, I'm gonna start off with Doc, you know, because he's in politics, so, and then we gotta run it down the line. Doc, what's your thoughts?
Is it still required to have a bit license in New York to operate within crypto?
I believe Mayor Eric Adams was trying to get rid of the bit license. I believe he was trying to get rid of that.
Okay. 0.2% tax. Hey, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. What I think that it is they are trying to prevent. Let me get my thoughts together on this one real quick.
Take your time, brother.
When you have a 0.2% tax, it's nominal. It's nominal. So basically saying, hey, we want all you crypto companies to come here and we want exchanges to be here. And so we get a piece of every transaction that goes on. That allows for them to identify just how much volume that they can have when there's basically 0% interest fee. The challenge I have with that is New York is the financial capital of the United States.
That's right.
And one of the financial capitals of the world.
That's right.
So you have New York, London, and Singapore that are the financial capitals of the world.
Okay.
So you implement a 0.2% tax. I think it's a good thing. Let me put it like that.
Good.
For the purposes that it's going for. For the purposes that it's going for. I think that there could be. I think that some of that money would actually be better spent on education. On education and even family rehabilitation services. Here's the reason why I say that, or even juvenile justice programs. The reason why I say that is substance and abuse addiction is a major problem in our country.
That's right.
A major problem in our country. Substance and abuse addiction comes as a result of things that happened to you in your childhood and things that happened to you as a child that you did not know how to deal with as an adult.
Right.
So if we go after the root causes of those problems, we're actually making an investment in the future versus putting a Band-Aid on the present.
Makes sense. Good point. Good point. Good point.
Love it.
NFTia. Now, she verified, that question that you asked as far as the bit license in New York. And to my recollection, Mayor Adams, he was trying to get rid of it because Tia just verified that it still is in effect.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's still in effect. They are trying to get rid of it. My take on this story is, New York, they're going to have to do something and do something fast. They're losing so many opportunities with their just citizens in general in terms of the crypto space. I know a lot of people locally that are building and exclude our local builders under this roof. A lot of the times they have to exclude what they're building to the citizens of New York simply because of that. So they're doing an injustice to their Yankees, so to speak, because of this bit license. So it would behoove them to go ahead and get rid of that and get rid of it fast. Mayor Adams understands that how it's creating. You can't even call it a hurdle. You almost got to call it a wall of China. Although some people are able to get over it, it's not in most small crypto or Web3 and blockchain builders budget, or nor do we want to even deal with it because it's such a headache. So yeah, that's it.
Good point. Good point. We appreciate you doing the See, we do on the spot research too. Whether it's we check prices, market caps on different cryptocurrencies, or we are fact checking in real time. That's what we do. Cheeze.
Fact check in real time.
That's right. Cheeze, what's your thoughts, brother?
Yeah, for me, I think when I look at this, I think it says something about New York that I've been just looking at in the general perspective. It's like New York. This is all by design for New York, right? And they want to be in this certain. If they're going to be in this space, they want to be recognized as a certain type of leader or strong position where it may look like unfair from a decentralized standpoint, but from a institutional standpoint, it will be very strong, right? And incentivizing using the tax, like the opposite of a tax incentive, but saying that the tax benefit will go to preparing these things will be for the better of the space of that, right? Of New York, right? Further bolsters their image of that strength. I think that's where New York wants to play. It's not necessarily about the individual people owning crypto, really about the company. Like if you don't have the money to play in this space, too bad, right?
Unfortunately,
and that's kind of been the culture of New York, right? But I think it's gonna get more blatant. You see, casinos are.
Yeah,
there's like 3 new casinos coming over there, and Times right in the middle of Times Square too. So for who are they? They're trying to attract people to come there and spend money and you have to be of a certain caliber. New York still needs to be like revered as such. So that's why I think when I think about this happening in New York, I think it's this business. But the other thing on the other side is the taxes thing. Right now, like, it feels good, but it could potentially lead to the same thing that we have our taxes right now with the fucking my bad.
Come on, dog. You know this is a listen.
Struck a nerve.
Listen.
The U.S.
Parental
dollar
advisory. Explicit content here. You know what I'm saying? Listen.
with the with the U.S. dollar, because like I want my tax dollars right now to go towards schools.
Good point.
But
Still
it's
not
not.
doing
It's going towards other stuff. So how do we really control that over time? I'd rather just utilize what crypto was meant to be and go straight direct to them.
That's right.
Build economies with these schools and stuff. But at the end of the day, this is all what it was. This is all the value that these are all valuable things that come out of this space, because we're the overarching theme that has been like coming out of conversations today is like with crypto, US can do better.
That's right.
Our schools can do better. Our health can be better. Everything can be better. So as long as it walks down that path, I'm cool.
Good point, Cheese. Good point. So yeah, man. I appreciate everybody's thoughts and comments on that particular story, man. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. Shout out to everybody on Instagram tapping in. Big ups to everybody on Twitter, aka X. All right. You know what? This last story is pretty dope. I thought this was very interesting, especially for gamers, people who ever use Axie Infinity. I know Levi, shout out to Levi and Campini, man. He's a big Web3 developer in the gaming space. And, he was a big fan of Axie Infinity. So I want to get his thoughts on this when I see him. So, let's talk about Axie Infinity. The company behind Axie Infinity, Ronin, all right? They announced it will migrate back to Ethereum as a layer 2 network by Q2 2026, expanding beyond gaming into general purpose applications. The move reflects improved Ethereum speed, lower costs, and growing Wall Street interest, with Ethereum treasury companies and institutional adoption creating a strong investment narrative. All right. So, man, have y'all ever heard of a company, right, who originally had a layer 1, then went back to Ethereum and became a layer 2 on Ethereum? I think this is the first time I've seen something like this. And especially, this is a Web3 gaming company. And so now they want to do a general purpose applications platform on their layer 2. I think this is pretty dope. So Ronin, they're expanding out of gaming. And I wish I had our guy Levi here. I can ask him, would he be interested in building on this layer 2 that, Ronin is doing right now. So, gotta ask my co-host, special guest Doc, and I'm gonna get Chris take on this too, because I think he probably got an interesting take on this. All right, who wants to go first? Axie Infinity going back to Ethereum as a layer 2.
Yeah, so I just think a lot of builders are really seeing like, hey, Ethereum is really where we need to be at. You've seen that mass exodus. Everybody thought they could be their own L2 or built their own L1 or even build something that's interoperable. But all roads lead back to Ethereum. Like, Ethereum is obviously the greatest computer that's ever been built. And I feel like, they clearly had some issues doing it the other way. And now they see like this is going to be the way to go if we want to be a part of this vast network. It's like oh shit, HTTP really is going to be the internet of the future in the 90s. So I probably just want to go ahead and build my website on top of that type of deal. So that's how I see it. Secondly, the ETH fees that they're going to be able to get being an L2, and how you know how good that eating is going to be. They gonna eat good off of them L2 fees. So, I mean, I see a lot more of this about to happen in the near future. It's Ethereum. I truly believe is going to be a get down or lay down type of situation.
Good point. Appreciate that, Tia. Cheese.
Yeah, all like Tia said, all roads lead back to Ethereum. And when I think about Axie Infinity specifically, Ronin specifically, the general purpose blockchain makes a lot of sense for them because they're in the gaming. So giving people more stuff that are like around that ecosystem, like not necessarily it would be crazy if Ronin went from like gaming to like DeFi, right? So creating that ramp still for people to get interested into this space, because you got to think about it. If I'm playing Axie Infinity, I probably got into it because it was like some Pokemon type game, right? And now I don't really know what else to do in this space, right? But now I'm being handheld into it through Ronin being an L2, right? So they can guardrail people from the high gas fees of an Ethereum, right? But still capitalize on that, as Tia was highlighting, right? So for I don't see, like, they've captured the thing about L2s is that if you have an ecosystem, it makes a lot of sense, right? And Base has the biggest ecosystem, right? So their L2 is obviously doing great. But at the end of the day, if you're not doing that, you might as well just build directly on like an M. So, yeah.
Yo.
So you want my take on it?
Yes, sir. What's your take, brother? What's your take?
My take on it is this Apple Music or is this
Nah,
Spotify?
that's Tidal.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah, he queuing up his wife's song right now because we gotta end off on that.
Babe, are you on Tidal?
No.
No, she's not on Tidal. See, he got the fancy.
I was trying to
disconnect.
Hold on, I was trying to support black business with Tidal because
Disconnect.
Hold up. What's the other platform it will be on, brother?
Spotify.
Apple Music and Spotify, right, babe?
So I'm gonna disconnect from the Bluetooth right quick. We gonna have Tia. She gonna DJ. You know what I mean? So, man, but
the reason. You got it on me.
I got you.
The reason why. The reason why they're moving to there is because of. You want me to play it right now?
Oh no,
or just have it queued up. There we go. The reason why they're moving towards that is because stable coins. It's much easier to have a stable coin on an Ethereum as an Ethereum at level L2 layer 2 than it is to have it on your own solid blockchain. There's a whole bunch of treasuries that you have to set up and all of that, and then being able to swap one stable coin for another. But if you're already on another L2, it makes it much easier, much smoother for you to transfer stable coin to stable coin, let alone doing a swap between your individual tokens. But you're going to see that with Axie Infinity, they know how to do they know how to do gaming. They also know how to do payments. So now that you hear them saying, "Oh, we're going to do more of a general blockchain," it's just she said that it would be crazy to hear them go into DeFi, but if you think about it, that's where most of the growth in crypto has been in DeFi.
That's a good point.
So if you already have solid developers already, it makes sense that you would go into DeFi, given that, for Axie Infinity, we knew particularly just for games.
Right.
But now going to a layer 2, and this access to all these different stable coins that are available. If you look at any one of them, right, you go from Base, Arbitrum, Optimism, all these different layer 2s. Most of the stablecoin growth is on those particular platforms.
That's right. That's right.
So, yeah.
Good point. Good point.
But yeah, that's my thoughts on it.
We appreciate that perspective,
Tia.
brother. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all like this, man. We got a few people in this space who are Web3 artists, okay? And we have the
Web.
shout out to D Web. You know what? After his wife's song, we are actually gonna play D Web's song too, because we're gonna promote our team out here. And also shout out to Sharita with A1 Digital with them books. You know what I'm saying? She out there cooking out there, man. So I gotta big her up. Her and Cleo
Y'all
out
ready
there.
for this?
Yeah, so
Hey, y'all about to be surprised. I said, let me tell y'all. She posted, I said, this you? I said, hold on, man. When was the last time you dropped some music? You're not about to just be dropping fire like this and just leaving us with just one or two songs. When the EP coming? So here we go right here. None other than KD Twice.
let's go.
NFT me.
Let's go. Web3 music. You heard it here first. Is this exclusive? Exclusive drop. Let's go.
You know you ain't paying for this.
He said that I'm pretty. He said he want NFT me. He
Told y'all. I told y'all. I told y'all.
He said that I'm pretty. He said he want NFT me. He took a picture of me and put it on overseas. He opened his and looked at me. Then he looked at me strange when I spoke on royalty. Listen, I walk ERC 721. Catch me at the conference. I'm that sparkle talking to everyone. I'm really shy, even though that's what it seems. Even though I got a thing for the lots and chocolate things on me. I'm a smart contract developer by trade. I work with that technology every day. I'm something like a beast when it comes to NFTs. Still street enough to talk you out your private keys. Blockchain game to the death. I rip that like it ain't nothing else. Where I been, right itself. Where you been, sitting on the shelf. Leveling the playing field, giving a free game. But every once in a while, somebody try to play me like a lame. He said that I'm pretty. He took a picture of me and put it on his seat. Opened his MetaMask to play the gas keys. And he looked at me strange when I spoke on royalty. He said that I'm pretty. He said he want NFT me. He took a picture of me and put it on overseas. He opened his MetaMask to play the gas keys. Then he looked at me strange when I spoke on royalty. I gave my public key, then I skirt off. He offered me fiat for the real, but I got turned off. That mentality gon' keep you in the streets with your shirt off. You sleeping on crypto? What? I thought you was bald for real. When the market crashed, that was my first one. I had to change the packaging, drip the new sauce. The fucking had to make it happen no matter the cost. Remembering the transaction, the cross. Yeah, it's Deja, no developer could see in person that used to validate the visas. They say don't bet against the dark, so I got me some Sheba. Crypto is the way you get your leg and some features. He said that I'm pretty, NFT me. He took a picture of me and put it on OpenSea. Opened his MetaMask to play the gas keys, and he looked at me strange when I spoke on royalties. He said that I'm pretty. He said he want NFT me. He took a picture of me and put it on OpenSea. He opened his MetaMask to play the gas keys, then he looked at me strange when I spoke on royalties.
Run it. We gonna close out first. We gotta close out first.
Oh, my bad.
Yo, check this out, yo.
We gotta close
Yo,
out.
listen, man, we got
gotta close
spitters
out
at
that
ABC. You know what? I thought she was a singer. She looked like she was gonna sing, but when in my mind, I was ready for some R&B shit. She started flowing.
That was
She
fire.
rap.
That's
Yo,
how
she
sad.
got
Rap.
bars. She got bars.
You know, the
We
funny
got
thing
spitters.
is she's the rapper. I'm the singer. She's always trying to
Oh,
get me to do
word? I
stuff.
thought it was opposite.
And I'm keep trying to tell her, I'm like, her stuff is dope. So I'm glad. I appreciate the crypto crew and the ABC for playing her song. But
Exclusive.
Yeah, it's dope.
That was-
Yeah,
Dope.
she was dope. She
Look,
dope as hell, man.
I'm
She a
like,
spitter,
come on,
spitter.
man.
Yo, D-Web, you might have a problem, Doug. You know what I mean? I think.
Or you gonna need to get her as a feature.
You might need to get her as a feature,
We
because
might
I'm
have
gonna tell you.
might have to get her cooking up on that Marissa beat. Marissa made a fire ass beat.
Okay, yeah. We gonna have to.
She's super talented, man.
We're gonna have to play that Marissa
super
beat,
talented.
too.
Just one of her major gifts that, you know what I mean, that I'm glad that the blockchain space has been able to to be a space for her to express that creativity. So yeah,
Certainly.
man, yeah.
Hey,
that
I'm
was
playing
fire.
that one. I'm playing that one at the cohort
That's right.
for our guy Jay Rich.
That's right.
Who is none other than Offset's engineer.
Let's go.
We gotta let people hear that.
Yeah.
So
man.
we running that one back.
Yo, hold on. I want to say a couple more things right quick. Yo, just know that I think I'm on A&R project. I'm gonna put together the mixtape. It's gonna be. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna gather up the most dopest artists in Atlanta who spit Web3 bars. You know what I'm saying? I heard Cheeze got a dope freestyle. He had spit out there in J Rich session. So I know Tia can spit because she was spitting some bone. We was playing some karaoke and Tia, she knew like if you can spit bone, you can flow. You know what I mean? So somebody might have to pen some bars. Matter of fact, the DJ might have to pen some bars for Tia. You know what I'm saying? Because I know Tia can spit. So I'm telling you, I can A&R project. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm gonna put together something dope. I'm gonna do the mixtape cover for the shit. The shit gonna be fire. We gonna release it. We gonna put it on all DSPs. You know what I'm saying? Because I love hip hop, man. That's my first love. So just to hear, we got more spitters in this space, and it's crazy because I think this is person. I thought D Web had it until I heard Khadijah spitting. You know what I mean? So the nicest person right now, I know, in my opinion, spitting these Web3 bars is KD Twice. KD Twice. Shout out to KD Twice, man. Who else can spit? Juan can spit. Slice can spit. I heard them. They got some bars, man. But I think it's crazy. The nicest one is a female. So, y'all gotta step your Web3 bars up, yo. Step your Web3 bars up.
So we going back with that, or we going to that crypto revolution?
You know what? We gonna give
crypto.
D-Web. Yeah,
all right, let's go crypto rev right here.
You know what I'm saying? And then we gonna run that KD Twice back again. You know what I'm saying? This D-Web. We playing exclusive Web3 music over here. You heard? It's your boy T.Gold. I gotta find a DJ name. Shout out to D-Web. Crypto Revolution.
I can't wait to see what he did with Offset's new album. And I'm not even a crazy like Migos Offset, but like I can't wait to see what he did.
That was D-Web, Crypto Revolution. That was D-Web, Crypto Revolution, y'all. Just know that.
We know we running it back. They said they couldn't. Let me quit. They said they couldn't hear. They said they couldn't hear. They said they couldn't hear. So, we running that KD twice. We running it twice. We running that mug twice. Oh. Hey. Make sure they can hear it this time. Y'all gotta be able to hear this now.
Web bars, KD Twice.
Everyone, I'm really shy, even though that's what it seems. Even though I got every day. Something like a beast when it come to NFTs. Still street enough to talk you out your private keys. Blockchain into the death. I read that like it's nothing else. Where I been, writing stuff. Where you been, sitting on the shelf. Leveling the playing field, giving out free game. But every once in a while, somebody try to play me like a lame. He said that I'm pretty. He said he want NFT me. He took a picture of me and put it on OpenSea. Opened his metal master playing the gas keys. And he looked at me strange when I spoke on royalties. He said that I'm pretty. He said he want NFT me. He took a picture of me and put it on OpenSea. He opened his metal master playing the gas keys. Then he looked at me strange when I spoke on royalties. I gave my public key, then I skirt off. He offered me VI for the real, but I got turned off. That mentality gon' keep you in the streets with your shirt off. You sleeping on crypto? What? I thought you was bought for real. When the market crashed, that was my first loss. I had to change the packaging to flip and drip the new sauce. No fucking had to make it happen no matter the cost. Remembering the transaction happened on the cross. Yeah, it's Deja, no developer could see her. The same person that used to validate them visas. They say don't bet against the dark, so I got me some Sheba. Crypto is the way you get your lip back and some features. He said that I'm pretty. He said he want NFT me. He took a picture of me and put it on OpenSea. Opened his metal master playing the gas keys. And he looked at me strange when I spoke on royalties. He said that I'm pretty. He said he want NFT me. He took a picture of me and put it on OpenSea. He opened his metal master playing the gas keys. And he looked at me strange when I spoke on royalties.
Hey, bro. Let's give a round of applause.
That's
Yo.
my woman.
So listen, man. I know Ant. Shout out to Ant, man. He's the president of the Georgia chapter of Stand With Crypto. He put together one of our first activations with Web3 artists. He had Chris's sister come out there. He had D-Web out there. You know, we had J Rich out there. So that was super dope. So just to know that we got more artists in this space and people are leveraging blockchain technology and having a new avenue to put their work on, you know, this is dope, man. This is super dope. So now, Doc, let me ask you, is this something she's releasing on, like, I know I heard OpenSea, but is this like a song that is on like Gala Music or
It's
like,
on. It's babe, where'd you first release it on?
On Audience.
on Audience? Okay, so we
Yeah.
can find out on Audience.
It's on Audience. It's
Yeah.
on Spotify and it's on Apple Music.
Okay, so the name, pronounce the name again and spell it out so people can find it.
NFT me, right?
Yeah, NFT me.
NFT me, okay.
And then the artist is KDTWICE.
KDTWICE. KD twice.
Let's go. So if you interested in hearing more Web3 bars, like I said, man, y'all gonna get me back into this music thing, you know. Just know that we got some spitters here, man. I'm just proud, man. I'm super proud, man. Yo, B, what you think? B Wise, I know you're a hip hop connoisseur, man. What's your thoughts, brother?
I was just about to say that I know the South got they more on that slow down vibes, but said that girlfriend, she got more of the party vibe and she get people up out their feet whether they know what she's saying or not, and she get them moving and grooving. Now D-Web shit is more like, you know, yo, me and the fellas chilling, we passing that chafe around, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's all good, but I think girlfriend, she on to something if she keep that energy, you know.
Hey, so you got some good positive feedback out there. You know, Khadijah, man, you know, keep cooking, man. You got some good up-tempo vibes. You know, D-Web, he got more like a laid-back vibe on that particular song. You know, that song called for it. But, you know, we got the turn-up vibes, too. You know what I'm saying? And then Chris's sister, she does, you know, the R&B. She got like the her sultry kind of vibe going on, you know? So it's different. Yo, our mixtape is going to be so fire, yo. You know what I'm saying? We got to come up with something dope, man.
I definitely want to...
Hold on, Cheeze. Here you go.
We don't got to play it right now, but when we close out, we can play it. But give a shout out to Marissa and what she cooked up.
Oh, yeah. So,
Yeah,
you want to tell the people how that whole thing came about? It was the event at Cam Kirk Studios, and you had gamified that place, right? So Cheeze, talk about how the people were able to work with Jay Rich.
Yeah, so right before we started, actually Jay Rich and I had went over to Ken Kirk Studio a couple of days before the actual event, and we walked through the space, and I was telling him we are going to do a scavenger hunt here, and we were like trying to figure out what should be the prize. So me and him were like, let's just take the winners over to the studio, right? Because then it could be one opportunity for them to actually have some type of like intimate opportunity to work with him, right? And then others on top of that, you know, we've been talking about AI, right? We want to coming off what the debacle that happened online with Timbaland,
Right.
and the misuse of AI, right? The value is there, but the intent was there, but the way he went around it, right, was that we just feeding actual artists into Suno.
Right.
So we wanted to take an opportunity to actually have people cook up something, right? So we went there with the exception of D-Web, because he had people send beats to D-Web.
No doubt.
Right? So he pulled out his phone, he found a beat that someone sent to him, and he basically started. That was all freestyle for him.
Yeah, no
that
doubt.
revolution was a freestyle. Like,
No
he
doubt.
was just like, I was watching him.
He
like,
vibed, yeah, he
was
vibed
just
out.
vibing, like, and he was just like, and then it turned into that, right? But then for everybody else that didn't have that moment, they had to come in there and create. So it was interesting because, for one, I had no one had a Suno account, so I basically subscribed to Suno. So now I got this account for a year now, so I'm gonna figure out what else I can do with it. But
Oh, Cheeze, we doing Web3 bars, man. We going hard. Let's go.
yeah. So anyway, I got Suno, and I sat down with Marissa and her cousin, and I was like, okay, y'all, feed me y'all prompts, like what y'all want. So Marissa, interestingly, she hit a interesting link. You know, she builds. So I don't know if this was intentional, but the way a builder's mind thinks about prompting AI versus a regular like person who prompts AI is different. And I concur with her. Somehow she figured out that she needed to like prompt AI, like the drums and the different levels differently.
Wow.
Right. So like I have her prompt, and you can look at it and like it, but then you look at what Anthropic built and dropped last week they dropped like a drum kit, a vibe coding drum kit.
Oh, word? Okay.
Yeah, and you can basically but you can see how the patterns in there line up with the patterns that she prompted. So like the AI needed to look at it like that.
Wow.
And then be able to like create the song. So like even down to like it's all math. Like hitting the snares on the 1 and 3s and all that. So we were in there basically vibe coding beats.
Dope.
Right? And
Dope.
she got her beat out, her cousin got his beat out, and her cousin wanted something like really like something like from a video game, like Final Fantasy, Final Boss, rock music. Sounded like some rest in peace of what's his name? Starts with an X. Tentacion.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that. But so anyway, after they cooked up their instrumental, that's where you really get to add a human touch. So we downloaded the stems from, and for those people that don't know what stems, it's basically each individual instrument gets its own like layer, separate track, right? And we downloaded the stems, uploaded them into I don't know. I'm not sure what application he was using, but basically he had, maybe it was Pro Tools, but he loaded them up and put it on the screen, and then let each of them go to work. So I could see Marissa. She was like, again, because we are used to computers, and Jay Rich made a good point. Like, mind you, all of this was happening in 4 hours, 4
Okay.
4 hours of studio time.
Mm-hmm.
Most artists can't even get a song written in that amount of time. We were making beats like it's
Cooking.
efficiency,
No doubt.
right? We had 5 beats, 2 recorded songs in 4 hours. That's productivity that most artists can't even. They gotta go in there. They gotta get in the mood. Then they gotta like warm themselves up.
Right.
And if they don't even like the mood that they're in, they don't even accomplish anything in that time in that session, right? So it is definitely a productivity increase when you think about some of these tools. But anyway, so watching her, she got on the keys because she's good with computers. She knows the way she understands like dragging and dropping things and basically control C, things like that, right? Other things that people typically who don't really people want to make music, but people don't recognize like it's a computer. That's right. But they want to make music, but it's actually like because engineers still engineer these products, right?
Oh, sorry.
Engineers.
I didn't mean to press.
Engineers engineer these products, right? So at the end of the day,
I got it. I just wanted to make sure it worked. Sorry.
There's still some engineering and not human touch that is behind the utility of these products. So I was just highlighting that, and yeah, when we close out, I'll let it play. That's how it went though. We got part 2. We still gotta get Chris's sister into the studio. I know I was talking to Jay Rich on Thursday. He said he wants her to have her own session.
No doubt.
So I gotta get back in the studio. Gotta clean up my bars. And we gotta get a couple more people. Gotta get back in there. But yeah, there's gonna be a showcase too as well. So the showcase is gonna be fire.
Man, so I want before we say our goodbyes, I do have another Katie Twice exclusive for y'all that I'm about to go ahead and play.
Hold up. We got Aunt Mathis. I know he wanted to chime in right quick. I'm going to put him up on stage because he requested to say something because we talking about Web3 and music. So I know Aunt. Yo, what's going on, brother? I appreciate you tapping in. We got to put together, we got A&R project, man. I heard, matter of fact, you was spitting when I was on the phone with you and D-Web, so you got some bars too. So, yeah, man, we got some spitters, man. What's your thoughts, brother? What's going on?
What's up, T.Gold? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. We good, man. We cooking, man. How you?
That's what's up, man. You sitting next to Lefty Chris, and I'm sitting right across from Van. We up here in Gwinnett.
Dope.
Get that D5 Project Pie.
Hey.
32 like magic, rich off E, you know what I'm saying, getting right. But shout out to you. I appreciate the shout out for, the Camp Kirk Studios and bringing the artists together. Shout out to Joe for everything he just described on what went down, how it happened and everything. Last weekend they went into the studio and they made it work. And I was out of town, and man, where I was cool. I was in Las Vegas in Caesar's Palace while they was cooking, and I really wanted to be here in that studio instead of there.
Wow.
I do want to give a shout out to Doc. Man, it's good to hear your voice. I think I missed you Thursday. But just good to know you there with the team, man, and the family. And shout out to Khadijah, man. I heard that. I couldn't hear it how I really wanted to hear it, but that beat was thumping, and I'm trying to. You was rocking, girl. I was listening to it in the car. Now I'm in the coffee shop with Van, but I was rocking back and forth. So shout out to you on that, and shout out to D-Web. D-Web hit me yesterday, and he was like, "Yo, this is happening fast." And I was like, happening fast in a bad way? He's like, nah, in a good way. We did a really good job of getting his music out on Crypto Call to Action Day, getting his snippet out, getting the hashtags out. And I looked up on Instagram and a lot of stories this past couple of days, and D-Web's music is everywhere, Crypto Revolution.
That's
so
right.
Shout out to him. And I also want to say that, a couple months ago, I was sitting down with M-Dub, Bar Chef, and we were just talking about all the dope things that we do at the Atlanta Blockchain Center. And we talk about other entrepreneurs in the world in the music business. A lot of entrepreneurs in the music business, we don't really know what they do with their record labels or their clothing brand or their liquor company or their sports agency unless they really talk about it in music. Like they say, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. You know what I'm saying? And I told D-Web, take advantage of what you're doing with web ties and technical analysis to the world, and display it through this music that you have, this talent that you have, so the world can feel that frequency. The frequency of music is real, and we're in Atlanta, and I always say that
I think I adopted this from our mayor, Andre Dickens, and he said this is a place of education, which we all got to a very, very high level, super intelligent. I don't want to be around anybody else. I can tell when I talk to people, I got to slow down sometimes, and I know it's coming from being around people like y'all and Van Chris. And we're super educated, but the next thing is entrepreneurship, and that's exactly what we're demonstrating in this blockchain space. And just like Doc said, if we're always talking about it, let's live up to it. But the other E is the music part, the entertainment part, the 3 E's. So you got education, entrepreneurship, and entertainment. And here we are harnessing that third component of entertainment. And the music, people knew about Atlanta and the history of it, but they didn't know how fly Atlanta was until that music stopped dropping. I mean, I could break my neck to get to Atlanta when Outkast dropped. Southern playlist of Cadillac funky music, you know what I'm saying, the Players Ball.
That's right.
I had family here already, and then I was just like, man, that's some fun. And here we are. And here they are so many years later, one of the greatest music groups in history. JD's dropping dope stuff. So Atlanta is on the rise, man, and why it's on the rise again is this renaissance of art, music, and all this stuff. There's other countries and regions around the world that are asking us to be an ambassador. Like, they want us to be the gateway. We're getting those invitations. And they're getting the invitations because of what they see in our art, our culture, our music. And this is the perfect, because we already know that this has been a gated community for others for a long time. Here's a chance for us to go ahead and eliminate all that and gate it ourselves and benefit from it and monetize it through the frequency of not only our music, but our art and our fashion. This is for us. So shout out to everybody. That's the purpose of all that. Cam Kirk Studios is leading. I told D-Web yesterday, he said, and you say sometimes you can see it when others can't. And I thought to the point of just going to Cam Kirk Studios, but of being in the studio with Jay and all y'all, then for it just get dropped on a Sunday and to be played out like it was played this last Thursday. I couldn't see that. I didn't see that. But now I can see how much further this can go, like Joe saying, the showcase. I told D-Web, be ready around the country. And don't be surprised when next year these campaigns are popping off, they play your music when these political campaigns, organizations, red, blue, whatever, independent, we might create our own party because we got enough people. The Crib will be playing that music on a national level. So I tell them get ready because it's about to be in for next year.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ant, you was breaking up a little bit, but we definitely got the gist of your conversation, man. We appreciate all your thoughts and your efforts in this space, and shouting out everybody, who've been cooking up in this Web3 music, area, man. So I'm glad that we taking our talents, outside of Web3 and incorporate it into Web3, man. So you made a lot of great points. And so, yo, man, yeah, we got A&R project, man. We got to get this together, man. You heard? So now we're going to get into KD Twice, her second joint. We're going to call this Shalapa Style.
What?
That's what it's called?
Watch your girl stack on
Slapper. Let's go. Turn up, turn up, turn up.
I'm still straight and sharp and king. Just in case you forgot, I'll run through this spot with the quickness. Break you for your DI. Hands up, open your wallets. I need to see them private keys. Not your keys, not your cheese. That Bitcoin you have belongs to me. Blockchain gang, 5 for 1. The revolution is centralized. I'm a beast when it comes to solidity. No bugs for written right. I'm for the innocent, natural 10 best that summarize. Made my own lane shot 26 encrypt the hood loves it when I talk my ish.
This is a pop that I come on and set it on fire.
Who is that?
Is that you? This before I met him. That's not me.
Making sure.
I have to play some more music for y'all.
Okay. Got them 808s knocking. You heard? Okay. That was another song. What we gonna call that? What's the name of that song?
And we call it Slapper Style.
Slapper Style. So we got some Web3 spitters and some bars that I love hearing, man. So it's the next level of crypto, and it's the next level of hip hop, man. You know what I'm saying? It's only right, man, that we take our talents and apply it to this space and turn the fuck up. All right. So before we wrap up, we got to remind y'all again that we got 4 events. All right, starting Thursday is actually 5, but we got 5 events. We got off the chain Thursdays. All right, we're gonna tell y'all what that topic is when we put that together. When we gonna drop that tomorrow, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
All right, cool. But Friday, what's that event? Friday, run that again to you.
Content Catalyst.
Content Catalyst. Saturday, we got me, yours truly, and Just Cheese at the bookstore gallery. And we got our guy D-Web, who's going to be doing trading out there. He's going to teach y'all how to, get invested in crypto. Everybody coming to town for Invest Fest. Then Sunday, all right, we got Marlon. He's going to be interviewed by RC Falls, our guy RC at the World Coin store in Ponce City Market. Then right after that, we got a spades tournament that you can enter, and you're going to have your opportunity to win some cryptocurrency if your spades skills is up to par. So there's some people on ABC, I ain't gonna say no names, who don't know how to play spades. We gotta get y'all right. We gotta make sure y'all know how to play spades before this whole night is over. Cheese, you gonna blow yourself up, man? I ain't say no names, man. I ain't wanna blow y'all up. Cheese didn't care.
I do not know how to play spades.
I'll teach you.
Oh man, so yeah, we gotta teach our people how to play spades, man, to get them right. But we got a fun-filled weekend next week. It's gonna be Invest Fest weekend, but we taking advantage of being Web3 wavy. We got Token 25 that's gonna be popping, and I can't wait for that, man. So shout out to everybody who's been activating events out here at ABC, y'all. Shout out to Tia, man. She's gonna have a dope AI and brunch event. I'm looking forward to that. Shout out to the bar chef Marlon, and we gonna go out with that song I've been promoting, Token 25. That's Crypto Revolution by our guy D-Web. You heard Web Ties. That's our guy. Yeah, but matter of fact, let's go rich off ETH. We gonna switch it up, y'all. We gonna go rich off ETH.
Yeah.
Shout out to D-Web.
Hey.
Web3 bars. Let's go.
I'm coming. Cheer. Hey. Yeah. Hey. They're trying to rich off ETH. I've been trading shit. I'm trading on some BTC. Yeah. Hey. I got some SRP. And I got some alts. Yeah, I got some LTC. And I'm trading shit. Trading EEG. Yeah. Hey. And I'm on my CPU. And these niggas hating, yo, come out just like glue. Well ties off the nigga, like this shit is glue. Yo, and I'm sick, nigga, like a flu. Yo, hey, I been stuck in a loop. Yo, need my money, need my revenue. Why these niggas hating mad, they ain't got a clue. Yeah, and I'm rich off ETH. Yo, I been trading shit, I'm trading BTC. Yo, got some SRP. Yo, hey, and I'm trading EEG.
Right on the show.
Now they watching just like 2B. Yo, hey, I'm on left and move. Yo, bitch, I'm feeling like I'm Bruce Lee. Yo, and I'm trading shit like Call of Duty. Hey, bitch, I'm rich on ETH. Yo, and I'm trading shit. I got some BTC. Yo, I been stacking paper like it's loose leaf. Hey, niggas mad. My life a movie. Why these niggas hate? Yeah, they watch like 2B. Yeah. Feel like Scooby. I'm a big dog, nigga, and I'm on my Call of Duty. Yeah, hey, bitch, I'm rich off ETH. Yeah, hey, bitch, I'm rich off ETH. Yo, and I'm trading shit. I got some BTC. Yeah, and I'm stacking. Got some alts, bitch, I got some LTC. Yeah, and I'm trading GU, nigga, and I'm trading EG. Yeah, hey. I'm a fucking beast. They can't walk a mile, and my shoes can't get a crease. Yeah, hey, yeah, look at my sneaks. Yeah, I'm standing tall, I'm on 2 feet. Yeah, bitch, I'm rich off ETH. Yeah, hey, bitch, I'm rich off ETH. Yeah, my life a movie.
Shout out to D-Web. That was rich off ETH. And we got one more song for y'all. We got another song we're gonna cue up. This is actually gonna be the beat that Marissa cooked up. So we just vibing out, y'all. So I appreciate everybody staying tuned in, checking into what we got at ABC with our Web3 talent when it comes to artists. You know what I'm saying? So we got people that's making beats. We got people who rhyme. We got people who sing. So I'm looking forward to that. So, Just Cheese, you got it queued up?
Yeah, this guy.
Alright, we're gonna have.
You got a key? Yeah.
Alright. We got Just Cheeze, he connecting to the Bluetooth. This the vibes. This Marissa's vibes.